T-O to the E, jamming on the beat. And now with Big Earl, make them stand to their feet. Crash landed on a strange planet. Trying to find the pieces, but this place is gigantic. Running from the bees and dodging all the moles. Somebody tried to run me over with a lawnmower. Maybe all they need's a little funk. Maybe that's all they need. Give them that funk. Biggie, tell them.
Feel the funk.
Maybe that's all they need. Making pancakes. Making pancakes. But you know, party. Making pancakes, making pancakes.
What's up, everyone? This is Arnaldo, aka Mad Dog, and this is going to be the real episode 138 of GG's The Mouthful Podcast. Yeah, very good, sir. GG!
On cue.
On cue, yes. Very well done, sir.
On cue. 1, 2, 3. GG! There we go.
Nice.
That's what it is. And now you guys, all right. After us.
Yeah.
1, 2, with us. 1, 2, 3.
GG!
There you go. That's not going to become annoying.
No, not at all.
No.
Especially the people on the road as you're listening to this in your car.
This craziness, yes.
What are these guys screaming GG over here for?
It stands for good game. And if you put 2 more G's, it's gamer group.
Gamer group.
And so the 4G. So we are the 4G.
Yes.
We are the 4G.
We have that type of speed.
Yes,
4G
that's right. There you go. That works.
That voice, of course, is Mr. David Santos, a.k.a. Dream Twister. What is up, sir?
Hello, everybody.
So I noticed that you have this beautiful Christmas tree up in your living room.
Thank you.
And it has reminded me how non-Christmassy I'm feeling this year.
Oh, no.
I know, it's horrible, man.
Why? Did the Grinch stole your Christmas?
You know what? I think so. I think, when his heart goes like this tiny little...
Oh,
like,
when it shrivels?
Yeah, it's all this like
a prune?
Yeah. Mine's is like a raisin.
Right.
So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know.
The day that Mad Dog's heart grew 3 times.
Yes. I don't know, dude. It's just... We're not really doing like gifts and stuff like that, so it's just like I don't know. We have the Christmas tree. Our Christmas tree is literally in the living room in its box, and we've literally walked by it every day this week.
It's the mid of the month already.
I know.
What is that Christmas tree you're putting there? It's a natural. Oh, no, that's going to be ridiculous.
Is it natural? No.
I was going to ask, is it natural? Because it's going to be dying.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
It's not going to make it to Christmas.
No.
No,
without water.
It's not natural. It's but it is pre-lighted. So, you just...
So
put it up. I know, it's mad simple, yeah.
Even the less.
The most easiest tree in the world, and I'm screwing this up.
Put it, just make it up, put it together, leave it there.
I don't know, dude. I don't know what it is. There's something going on, but I think it'll be okay.
I tell you what, the best way to make it a Christmassy for the Mad Dog house will be for us, for the G group, to throw you a parranda.
Oh, wow.
At whatever in the morning, because that's usually when they have it, of course.
My ass will be asleep, calling the cops.
That's the whole point.
There's some people outside. I need you to arrest them.
No, because they're going to join us because...
The cops too?
Yeah, of course. When they see it's going to be party, it's going to be... Dude.
That's true.
We're talking about Gilberto. We're talking about Gio there.
Okay.
It's going to be... dude, Gio he's the bomba, the human bomba. Bomba!
This is true. Oh, my goodness.
At 3 in the morning.
Oh, my God. That's okay. I don't have to call the cops. My neighbors will.
Oh, there you go. Exactly.
I don't know, man. I think it'll be okay. It's just been it's been a rough little bit of a I guess few weeks now, and then I don't know. It's just been weird. I don't know what it is. And then I see your tree, and I'm like, I don't have this feeling.
Well, to clarify, the whole decoration and stuff was my wife's design.
Oh,
I just put it. I just helped put it together. I was just handling the balls.
That's what
that
we do,
Christmas
right?
balls.
Yeah. That's generally our job.
Yeah, exactly. Just and outside though, it was me. That's why I look a little.
I don't even have that, dude.
No.
I don't have that. I don't have anything outside. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Guys, if you have any idea on how we can bring back the Christmas that was stolen from Mad Dog. Please let us know in the comments below.
I appreciate it. And I think it'll be okay though. It'll be okay. I just need to get. I think as I get closer to Christmas and the time off, we're gonna have a nice 4-day weekend on top of that. So I'm like, all right, maybe I'll. I don't know. We'll see.
That's true. I just found out that I'm gonna work on Christmas Eve. On Christmas Eve, on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, me too. We all are.
We all do?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That's a regular day, dude.
There you go.
New Year's Eve is just Monday.
It's just nothing. Oh, yeah, that's even worse.
Yeah, I know.
A Monday.
I wouldn't expect too much going on Monday.
No. I think we can take our YouTubes,
yes, exactly.
Our Netflix account.
Oh, absolutely.
And just sit back, relax, and enjoy getting paid. Normal, right?
To watch Netflix.
To watch Netflix.
There's nothing special about New Year's Eve. It's just the Eve. Well, I mean, I don't know. Halloween. Hallows Eve.
Hallows Eve.
Is that anything?
No. Yeah. Not even Halloween.
Christmas Eve isn't anything. It's just the day before Christmas.
Oh, come on. But yeah, we get Black Friday off because that's the biggest time of the year.
That's
you know what? That's what it
American
is.
capitalism at its best, my friend.
Happy American Capitalism Day.
That's what it is. Yes.
There you go.
Good job, America.
Good job, America.
If this is your first time listening, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Please go to goodgame.tech and join the conversation there. Also, like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone, wherever you're listening it to. We are on Spotify once again. Please, you can go there. It's free.
And we're everywhere now. Yeah. We are all across the board. People in China, well, probably not China.
China's actually already doing knockoff of Mouthful.
Oh, Mouthful?
Yeah, that's how big things got.
No joke. If you put Good Game or GG Good Game on Facebook, you will see the knockoffs already.
Oh, there's a bunch of them. Yeah.
That's how you know you made it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, when you get a Chinese knockoff version of Mad Dog, except they call it Angry Dog.
Angry Dog. And he has hair that looks like Cloud. So.
Yeah, exactly. And then what would be Dream Twister? That would be Dream Curvature?
You know what? I think Dream Twister is going to be Dream Twister.
Hey, that's anime,
I was going to say. There's no translating that, my friend. We need to think of the American version of Dream Twister.
Dream Twister.
Oh, man. Guys, what we normally do is we go into what we have been up to, move into some news items, and then finally finish with our hot topic of the week. This week's hot topic, if you didn't know, is an open topic night.
It's nothing.
It is a show about nothing.
I love it. I love this one just because I don't have to prepare. I just read you guys' comment. We
think of something funny to say and
wrap it up. Exactly.
Sounds like a perfect night.
Exactly.
All right, sir.
And the perfect drinks over here. What am I having, sir, over here?
Well, that's like the remix version of 99 Bananas, but a peach ain't one.
Oh,
because you didn't have the white citrus juice that you had last week.
No, it had to be. It had to be replaced with
fruit punch.
Fruit punch.
Minute Maid fruit punch. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But how is it?
Dude, it's delicious. It's amazing. It's the 99 Bananas. Mm-hmm. Like that flavor, you'd never lose that flavor.
No.
I feel like if you put 99 bananas on anything, you're having 99 bananas. You're just having that.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Good.
It's great.
I'm glad you like it.
It is.
I'm going
very manly.
Very blue collar here with a beer.
Oh, yeah. Well,
that's just how
you
I
had
do.
a rough week.
Yeah.
So
it has been a rough week.
You needed one.
I do need it. All right, guys, let's start the show with what we have been up to. Mr. Santos?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to kick it into your court.
Okay.
And tell me what's
going on.
Well,
you got the big stuff, so I do? Well, you do? I heard some news.
I don't know if that's considered big, but
no, it's not big. Okay. But it ended big.
Yes.
So no, man. This week, actually, I've been a little surprised with the amount of games that have come out lately that nobody seems to be talking about. And it's probably because it's not on the platforms that will have people say, hey,
Is it on PC?
With the exception, a few of them might be, but they're also on Xbox, which also. No, go ahead, finish your joke.
I was going to say, sir, if you mention a particular game that came out and you played it, I'm going to be very upset. I'm just going to let you know.
A particular game that came out
Came out recently,
and I played it.
I don't know if you did, but if you did, I'm going to be
probably not. Probably not whatever you think. I don't know what you're referring to, but it's probably not what you're thinking.
Okay.
But I will tell you the games that I played. Of course, as I mentioned last week, I started Super Smash Brothers.
Oh yeah,
that's the exception, of course. That one is big enough that people are talking.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And dude, it's great. I the thing with me is that I've always liked the idea of the Super Smash Brothers game, but the thing is, I never owned one because I did not own the system. The Nintendo systems that had it. I mean, I did, but it was never a priority. Like I got it on the Wii, but at that time, I think that was Super Smash Bros. Brawl was the one on the Wii on the Wii. Yes. But I mostly got it because of the kids that I was taking care of, and then I played it a little bit, and that's fun, and it was cool. But I never learned the controls. Like playing this one is when I realized, man, I really suck at this game.
There's actually some level to it where there's little how do you say that? There's so many little systems and counters and stuff like that you can do, and how you
they have it.
Yeah, yes. It's a ridiculous, and this is why it's part of Evo. You know what I mean?
Yes.
When I think when I first heard it was in Evo, I was like, why Super Smash? I mean, this is a button masher.
Yeah.
And no, it's not.
Yeah. No, it's not a button masher, but you could play as a button masher and have fun
and survive. Yeah.
See,
yeah.
as opposed to a lot of games, and this is why I feel like. Some of them, like a lot of fighting games, like that came out more recent, and I think it started with Killer Instinct, and then Dragon Ball had it, and of course I know other games have it also. I just not too big into the fighting scene. That they have almost the automatic combos, where you're pretty much button mashing almost, but
the combo,
it looks cool. It looks dialing combos will be more like Mortal Kombat, where you're literally just like pressing the buttons in a certain order in a certain timing.
Yeah, that was Killer Instinct.
And in Mortal Kombat, sometimes you'll be making them ahead, and you can finish it, and you still see your character almost like it has a lag,
Yeah.
But no, on Killer Instinct, for example, and Dragon Ball, is that you are just button mashing like crazy, but your character is going into whichever, depending on their frame, the movement frame, it'll automatically pick like the next best attack that will go with it, that kind of to create a combo. So you could be creating some mad combos and not know shit about how to make any movements, and also like one button specials, stuff like that. It's made to be more accessible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, still, if I'm playing like that and you're playing like normal and the movements well enough, of course you still gotta kick my ass, So it's just a little bit of help. So I thought Smash Brothers was that, and it is to a certain aspect, but not fully. The more you learn how to control each character, and there is a shit ton of characters, and this one has all the characters, like literally.
Yeah, it does.
All the characters that have been
every character ever except for Waluigi.
Except for Waluigi, because Waluigi. Yeah, that's coming as DLC. You know it.
Oh, of course.
We're gonna have a conversation of what are the characters that I expect to be. I'm gonna mention at least 3 that it's like a lot that I can say. Yeah, those are coming. So the movements. It's funny to say, but I discovered that they actually mean something to press down and thing and up and this other button and left and right. Like those things. Like I didn't know, and I'm not playing well. No, I still suck like a lot. I'm still terrible at it, but it doesn't matter because I'm having a good time with it.
Yeah,
and I can see myself, keeping at it and keeping at it and try the different characters. Another thing that I really like, which again this is nothing new, is the levels. Some levels will have gameplay elements in them that you can take advantage as you are fighting your other characters. And being that it has so many different stages as well, it feels like the game that it's always giving me a fresh something, even though it's crazy because you start that game, first time you're playing, you're playing it, you have only 8 characters
That is insane, by the way. Yes,
it is meant to be like the same characters you had at the very, with the first Smash Brothers.
Jesus Christ!
Now it has slowly been giving me characters to, like it's been unlocking some characters. It's been delving them as, fairly quick. I haven't played a lot, but I think I have a decent roster. Not a decent roster, probably like 15 characters, they say total. So, and I could have more if it wasn't for the fact that I have lost some fights. Like you'll be playing and out of nothing, like you could be like just switching to menu and suddenly a new character approaches, and I'm like, what? And then you fight, and if you win the fight, you unlock the character.
Okay.
If you don't win the fight, then you don't unlock it. You just get the chance for it to appear later on. Or supposedly you could go into this arena where you can actually rematch, do a rematch and try to get them.
I
have not found where the arena is because the menu in this game is crazy. And it has so many things to choose from that I was looking for them. I was, while I was waiting for you to arrive, I was like, let me just play and unlock a couple of characters from, the characters that I'm not able to beat. And dude,
you still can't find the arena.
I cannot find the arena.
Call me Yamato.
Yes, call the Nintendo hotline.
Yeah. Where is this arena?
maybe it's an unlockable like a cheat code.
That's exactly what it is. Unlockable stage.
I should be trying. I should be trying and different cheat codes.
Up, down, ABA. Yeah,
I know. So that's Konami, but something from Nintendo. I don't know.
You never know. I don't think the Konami code is. Like
Konami code is only universal nowadays. It's public domain.
Yeah, exactly.
Konami has abandoned it. Anyway, just to close real quick on Super Smash, the 3 characters that I feel that are a lot that are coming. So one of them is Waluigi, of course. Yep. We already know about Piranha, the Piranha
Plant.
The Piranha Plant. The other one is Geralt from Witcher.
Geralt?
Yes. He's a whore, dude.
Why not? Yeah.
He's been every game now.
Yeah.
He's
and I don't think
on everything.
I don't think that CD Projekt Red will have any problem putting him in it. Yeah.
No, totally not.
I agree.
I can definitely see him. The other one, it's a wish. It's my wish. But I know this probably won't happen. This surely won't happen. But it's my wish. 2B from
2B, nice.
From Nier Automata.
Nice.
If they have, if this roster suddenly turns out to be Joker, which we already know from Persona, Piranha Plant, Waluigi, Geralt, and 2B, that's it. I'm buying that. I'm buying that $25 season pass.
The season pass?
I'm getting it. Yeah, because also with stages for each character. Oh, dude, it'll be amazing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. It comes.
So,
with stage.
Fun fact here: they did a little data mining in the game. I don't know if you know about this. And
no, I don't.
It seems as if you can possibly, when you look at the menu and when they look at the slots that don't appear to be anywhere, and appears if they are unlockables, you can add almost up to 20 more characters. That's actually possible.
Yeah, you know what? I can see it.
Yeah,
I can see this one being like season 1.
Yes.
Or then Nintendo will have season 2.
Yes.
Dude, would you imagine?
It'll be.
This is super, super crazy. I hope that new Switch comes out sooner than later.
Yes. So with a much bigger hard drive.
Yeah, with a much bigger screen and everything, so you can finally buy it, so that we can finally be playing some Nintendo games. Because I can't believe that I'm the one,
I know that's actually true. I would never expect that.
Yeah. And the joke is that people think that I hate Nintendo, and I don't. I show them tough love. There's some things that are annoying. Like, for example, and this is not this came out, I think, on news, and if not, it's going to be one of the news pieces. But the online is still terrible.
Oh yeah,
like,
it is.
It is nightmarish. Like it's borderline unplayable. And this time you're paying. Yeah, no,
not even worth it. Yeah.
No, not even worth it this time. No. The other game that I've been playing a lot, and dude, I am so happy. This is what I think this week has been one of my favorite, weeks in gaming, aside from the weeks of God of War and Spider-Man. Katamari Damacy came out, dude.
Oh yes,
Katamari Damacy.
Is a remake, remaster.
No, it's re-roll.
Oh, okay. Re-roll indeed.
Re-roll, yes. Which that game itself, you would think like, yeah, somebody rolled up a real fat one.
Oh
first
hell yeah!
Before.
Oh yeah!
And this is the reason why I wish I'm. It bugs me so much that the game is only out on Nintendo Switch and PC. Like this game should have been on PS4 and Xbox, so everybody could have an opportunity to try, because it's dude. It is, when I say it is super happy, super fun. You know, as Japanese, that might sound, it is happy, super fun.
Super fun.
It is so, yeah, it's super potato. No, it is so, so fun, so crazy. Like, I forgot how hilarious the character of the king of all cosmos is. Like, he might as well be like one of my favorite characters in video games, just because of how weird and silly, he is. And not silly in the fact that it will have you like rolling on the floor laughing. More like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, yes, whoever, like, just watch the intro.
I think I did. I think you told me a while back, and I said, let me check this out.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, I can definitely see the appeal of the game. I've never gotten around to it.
The soundtrack,
and I still can't, because it's not on PS4. It's on fucking PC and Switch.
Gee, no,
that seems to be a common issue.
Lately, with some games that are coming out, yes, there's one especially.
Yes,
I now think I know which one's the one that you think I'm playing, and I'm gonna spoiler alert to you. It's not that game. Okay. I wish it was. Which, of course, we're talking about Gris.
Yeah,
yes. That game looks amazing. I will play that game.
Since I saw it. I will too, and I'll have to fucking play it on the PC, because I'm not going to wait for PlayStation 4, and I'm not just I can't buy a Switch right now. So, and I know I said this last year, I should have had one by now, and it's just like, things happen, dude. I have a patio now in the back. Yes. I had the freaking siding had to be done on my house. Yes. There's a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, things are just keeping me from the Switch. Is what it is. And pushing me to the PC. And you know what? I think you may have something to do with this.
No, I did not break your roof and messed up your patio.
No.
Oh my God. No, dude. I saw the trailer for that. More gameplay on that, and I'm like, nope. I've seen enough. I just want to play it.
Yeah. So I think they showed it off. I want to say it was E3. And the first time I saw the trailer, and I was like, oh, man, do I want that fucking game.
All right. I'll tell you why I haven't been playing, that game. But I finished first with Katamari Damacy. So Katamari Damacy has a great soundtrack. It is super Omega J-pop. So if you're not into it, you're probably not going to, find, it's
appreciate it. Yeah.
Appreciate it. Mm-hmm. But the gameplay, you can definitely appreciate it, because you are... you know the thing with Katamari. You have this you start with this little ball, you start rolling little things, and your idea is that you're
creating stars.
The way you're creating a star is by rolling like all sorts of objects on Earth to the point that you can start rolling first like thumbtacks and like little tiny things and erasers and stuff like that. And like you can end up rolling like cars and sometimes buildings and even higher than that. I won't spoil it, but you can create huge. It's like the snowballing. It's the snowballing effect, basically. Mm-hmm. Done right. And of course, you are now the bigger your Katamari, your ball of stuff, which I think is what Katamari stands for. The harder it is to maneuver it. Mm. So it is, and of course you're racing against the clock, because
you have a time frame.
Yeah, you have a time frame. The King of Cosmo will, he trusts you, but he trusts you for 7 minutes. That's all he said. He will say like, we can trust you for 5 minutes, or whatever time. It's like, and in that time frame you have to find the smartest path to creating your biggest Katamari.
Gotcha.
And
so there's a strategy behind it. Yeah.
There is a strategy. It's just not running like crazy. You could run like crazy, but it's not gonna work all the time. Also, you can find like little like chassis, so unlockables. Unlockables in the sense of, you unlock your cousin, and now if you want to change how the little prince looks and play as another little
skin.
Tiny thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. You can, you can play that. And trying to remember what is. Oh, and there might be theme stages where your idea is that you have to make a delicious star. So they, yes,
it's all food basically.
It's also food, or in this case, crabs, because the king of all cosmos, of course, you know, whatever. Sure. So
whatever you want.
The star doesn't look delicious enough, so therefore you have to roll up crabs, because that's why it's, dude, it is so stupidly charming that I like when I played this game came out on PS2, and yes, for intended purposes, it still have the PS2 style graphics.
Yeah,
it is still that level. I mean, it runs quote unquote better, but what is really better though, that's not a game that you play for the graphics. It's not gonna be there.
It was all gameplay.
It's all game. It's purely gameplay. Yeah, from the maker of Nobi Nobi Boy. So if any one of you played Nobi Nobi Boy and you were like, "What the hell is this?" then that's pretty much the feeling that you will have playing Katamari.
You're gonna say the same thing. What the hell
you're gonna say, well, times 10, because this is like WTF the game. Dude, I've been having so much fun with it that I'm hoping, and I'm running through it so fast that I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna finish this up. I'm gonna want more. I'm hoping that this does well enough to where the second one gets released.
Master too?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Those are the two main ones, or the two ones that I would recommend. Anything after that was more of a Namco trying to cash on the popularity, and by that time it was less charming. It was still cool because you're still doing your missions, and it was still Katamari and stuff. But the first two were the nonsensical, crazy, like story, quote unquote storyline. This is something that upset me a little bit. So the game has it doesn't have voiceover, but except on certain short cutscenes of a family. It's a family, but done in this like cubic art. Art. Okay. They almost look like Lego pieces almost, or something like that. And they are. It's not like you can skip them. They're skippable. It has nothing to do with the game, directly, except the stuff that it'll say. It's kind of funny, but they were dubbed in the original in PlayStation 2. Well, the US version have those voices dubbed. This version, they did not do the dubbing of it, so it's all Japanese with subtitles. But I made like some of some of the things that I remember, like the kids saying with the voices, like the kid telling the mom that he saw something on the news, and then the mom just like ignoring it and rushing away, and the kid being like, but that's what they said, and that would happen like on different cutscenes, and that was all changed, but not changed, left untouched. Yeah. That's original with the subtitles, but it's not a big deal. Like I said, it's still
nitpick.
It's a nitpick. It's still overall a great game. I will even go as far as to say, if you find it on a deal, you should probably don't wait for the PlayStation. Get it for like $15. It's an amazing grab at $15. At $30, it was at $30 is for fans, and I paid them, and I will happily, but for someone that is like curious about it, and if you don't have it on, if you have a Switch, then get it, because it's a great get for it, and if not, if it's on PC and I would recommend it to you at 15, let's say.
Okay.
And then the last game that I've been spending the most time of it.
Okay.
I haven't mentioned it because I wanted to leave for the podcast, but it surprised me. It took me out of left field, and you know how I enjoy when games take me by surprise and keep me hooked. So Ashen. Ashen was released.
I saw that you posted something about it, and you may have put it in the chat last night.
I mentioned it in the chat last night, and I was like,
Ashen, okay.
Fuck, damn.
Cat out of the bag.
I'm playing Ashen because I wanted to tell you all about it here, dude. It's great.
It better be for how many times they showed it off, and I was like, when is this game coming out?
Yes, this game was on Xbox E3 press conference of I want to say 2015 and 16.
Yeah, I want to say it's been at least 3 years.
Yeah. They've been showing a lot. For those who don't remember, the trailer didn't give me this impression. I didn't know it was a Dark Souls type of game.
Oh wow, I didn't know
It
that. Is,
is,
yeah, okay,
dude. It is, It is dark. It is super Dark Souls.
Okay.
But for
beginners.
I put yes. No, because I was
Okay.
rephrasing because I put yesterday that it was Dark Souls for babies.
Oh.
And it's not that level easy. It's just that there's a gameplay element that makes it easy.
Okay.
That if you don't have it, then it could be just as well.
Just as
maybe
challenging?
not just as hard. I don't think the game is that hard. Like I remember playing Bloodborne, for example, and playing, and of course the Dark Souls series, and and of course yes, having fun, having a good time, but also being incredibly frustrated because of the amount of times that I will die, the amount of times that I will lose the souls, or the equivalent currency on Bloodborne. Like at one point, just it turning me off to it. At one point, being like, okay, I had my fun.
Yeah.
This is as far as I will go. These enemies are impossible. You have to hit yourself over the wall with it many times until you actually do it. Another game that I think it's even better and even faster. What's the game that came out on PlayStation? Dude, you're a samurai or a ninja.
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking about Neo.
Neo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Neo is fantastic. Like I need to go back to that, to that game because I remember having a lot of fun with it. But even that was, hard enough at some points where I was like, okay, I'm done. So let me tell you a little bit about Ashen. First, the control settings is pretty much the same as Dark Souls.
Okay.
You have
press O to roll.
Press O to roll. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And roll saves your life.
And roll saves your life. And you press roll. The O again to run. And the R stick. You have your middle attack on the bump. The bumper buttons.
Yeah.
You have your mid attack and your hard attack, and if you're wearing a shield, you use your shield. So all of that is very Dark Souls. So if you like Dark Souls, if you're used to that type of controller, you're gonna feel right at home with
Gotcha.
this. The graphics have this surreal, dreamlike, almost
very stylized. I've seen it. Yeah.
Yes, it's very like it's flat shaders really. So.
It's almost like oh my god, what is the name of that game? It was a fighting game, online fighting game.
It's an online fighting game?
Yeah, I can't remember what it is now. It came out free for. Go ahead, keep talking.
Okay, so the world, the graphics are beautiful, and I'm playing it on PC. I am very glad to say that it does support, like they did a good port on PC, and so the graphics look. Like I was saying, with that dreamlike state, it's hard to describe, dude. It looks good, but it's not like super high fidelity. And what I mean by that is, I don't mean it looks pixelated. I mean that
Absolver. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, Absolver, the game Absolver. Yeah. Yes,
it has that weird look where you really can't see a face. It's a
You don't see features of your face. So you pick up the woman character, for example, and you put her in armor. It's no different than a man, almost.
Which is the same as
Dark
Souls.
Yeah, true. Which is the same as Dark Souls. So you have that look where the graphics, like the world looks really good, but it's not. It doesn't have that fidelity of like tiny details. It's almost like stuff is made out of almost like clay, So in that, I don't know how people will take to that, but at first when I saw the trailers to that game, I wasn't like super impressed. I mean, I liked what I saw of
I was
like the lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that you were. Yeah. And I will still recommend it to you 100%.
When it comes on PlayStation 4.
When it comes on PlayStation 4. Someday.
I don't think it's coming up. Dude, isn't that not a
lot
exclusive?
of games? Yeah, this right now. A lot of games have come out, and that's what I'm saying. It's like because they're not coming out on the this generation's Elite platform, that is not a PC.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, you guys know about, and of course, not all of them would have been expected to be like Hades. I was telling you about Hades. That's an early access. That's exclusive. That's on PC, and it is exclusive to one game store, which is the Epic Game Store. I got this game also. Ashen is also right now exclusive on the Epic Game Store.
Nice.
So
Epic is doing their thing.
To the point where the if you like it was coming out on Steam, and my understanding is that it still is, but the release date got changed from the release date that it had to like TBA.
Oh wow.
Like it's sometime next year maybe.
Yeah.
A year from now, dude. I'm surprised because I've been playing the game, experienced zero crashes, zero bugs, zero issues, whatsoever. The game is super
polished.
Super polished. Yes, I'm honestly impressed, and I gotta say, I probably put more than 10 hours on it already.
Nice.
And I'm going deeper than what I have normally gone into this type of games. Is
it also cryptic and lore like that with Dark Souls, where it's like you really have to?
It is. It is.
Okay.
But not to the extent that it becomes Dark Souls.
Not to the extent where it's like
Dark Souls is like okay. There's some stuff there's some stuff that I don't understand, and unless I read it somewhere, there's no way in 1,000 years I will figure out what it is. Like on this your story is a little bit more clear. Like the whole thing is that this is a world of eternal, of supposedly eternal darkness, or at least the inhabitants of this planet live in darkness because there's no sun. And then this godlike bird feature thing, sprang out of existence or came out or something like that. Yeah. And that's suddenly that is the light of the world, And that's as much as I know. So, so far. The difference the points where I differentiate this game from Dark Souls is that on Dark Souls you're just like wandering, and the purpose is whatever you want to do. That your mission is whatever you want to get to the next monster and kill it and move on, and collect loot and whatever. On this ones you actually do have quests, and you actually have quest givers. Now the difference here is that depending on the quest you are, those quest givers will join you on your journey. You could turn this off, but for the most part, you are playing with an AI character assisting you. Then this AI character, dude, is relentless from the get-go. Like, he is really helping you out. Like he would have destroyed a couple of guys before you can actually pull out the sword at the beginning. At least when you're starting. At least when you're
he's
starting,
covering you for the most part.
He's like, I know how to play this game. Don't worry. Just watch me. It's kind of like he's teaching
do what I do.
Do what I do. And I'm like, okay, where are we going, Thunder? Like following him. What's cool about it is that at any point you're playing online, the whole time. Although you could play offline. This is not a game that requires you to be online all the time. The being online feature, what it does is that it does this journey thing. Suddenly another player
comes in,
joins
in. Yeah.
That other player, let's say it's you, for example, and, you come into my world and start and helping me out. You will be your character on your game. But in my game, you will be the quest giver.
The quest giver, okay.
Yeah. And you still have your own powers and do things your way and partner with your weapons. But the skin that you have, is depending on the mission that I'm at, is you're gonna be my fucking quest giver. Nice. This is my world.
Gotcha.
And vice versa. In
your world, you would appear to me as a quest giver.
As the person. Yeah. So that companion. So. That's really neat. That has worked out a lot, especially on boss fights. Although there has been some of the time where it doesn't work out super well because let's say you are the other player and you just want to do your own shit. You don't want to do the cave that I need to do because you already did it. Yeah. So you just happen to be in the same place but you don't want to do that. So you'll be running, you'll disappear, and the way you communicate is, again, journey light, where you're like
the little chirps.
Yeah, it's kind of like a signal above your head to say, and then it'll say, "Hey, so and so is calling you," and you can just decide to obey or ignore. And if you ignore, at some point, the computer is smart enough to say,
"You're not. Fuck
it, this person's not interested.
They're not trying to be together."
Yeah. Let me just cue you in with another player that wants to play with you, or just the AI would take over.
Gotcha.
So. And it does it very. very seamless. You know, so the machine will take over. Let's say on a boss fight, and he could be like running to entertain the boss while I'm here like giving them shots.
Yeah, brain shots.
Yeah. You don't have a level system. Like there's no a numeric level. The way you level up is by the weapons. You're actually finding weapons or improving upon your weapons, crafting them.
Oh, so like Monster Hunter.
Kind of, yeah. Monster, if I remember correctly, Monster Hunter, you're not a level something. Is your weapon?
Your weapons are level,
is whatever. Yeah. So
and armor and all that.
Yeah. So it's basically that. Now you do get your life meter and your stamina grow. Of course, as you're completing quests, it's almost like I think every reward that I've gotten from every quest, beside unlocking whatever, is also. And you have 15 hit points extra, of life or whatever. So
sounds really well balanced. Yeah,
it is well balanced. Also, another thing is your outfit, your gear. It is simplified. Like you're not getting like, well, actually, I think you can get. Actually, you get a headpiece. You get a headpiece. And the body piece is like an outfit. You don't completely, you don't have to get.
You don't have mixed match pieces.
The magical pants of the dragon,
gotcha.
or the purple, pants of the void, or nothing like that. It's like, hey, you got that outfit. Now you're gonna look like this entirely.
Gotcha.
So it's simplified like that. So all of this to say, it is a really really neat game. It's really cool. I'm enjoying it to the point where. Will have to consider putting it there on my list also. Like I told you that my list so far is God of War and Spider-Man, and the third one I was like, and I don't know, the third one is a toss-up right now. I guess it's Forza by default, whatever. But no. This game is getting
there. Nice. And okay. It's making a run for it.
Oh yeah. And if it keeps being this good, it could probably start like throwing punches against the other ones, because it's what I wish. Dark Souls have more definition and more fidelity on the graphics and all that. And some argue some of the fighting is a little brutal, and I get it. Get good. The game is not punishing. Is that when you fucked up because you did it wrong?
Did something
whatever.
Wrong,
I get those arguments, but. Sometimes I just want to relax, and it's not like I can't, like I can just go ahead and relax with the game, even though the town music is like super mellow. It's I just want to sleep in the rain with that music.
Nice,
because it is so nice. Every time I enter into that game, that's the first thing that comes out. It is super nice, but no, you can't lay back. I tried to lay back yesterday. And I got my ass handed to me 4 times in a row, to where I was like, okay, fuck it. I should not be playing today. Yeah, obviously. Yeah. I started playing, dude. I'm telling you, within 5 minutes, I had died 4 times already. And I was like, okay, no. I should not be playing this.
You don't have the right mindset now.
Let me just go back to playing Smash Brothers, because I am definitely not on the mindset. All the days before, I was... I will be like, okay, let me. I only have like a couple hours. Let me just play for a little bit, and I'll be like completely in it to the point where it'll be like 2 a.m. and like, oh shit, I need to go to bed now. I gotta stop. But this is like I am on. I'm in the zone. So yeah, guys, if you own an Xbox. This is the game to get right now to play during the holidays.
Nice.
I can't imagine of another game to play. This is a perfect time to play this game. It's really cool. Oh, another. Minor aspect that I forgot to mention is that you start the game and you start in this section, and this section is barren. It's hills and trees and stuff like that, but there is just you and this other person that starts giving you quests and whatnot. And as you're completing missions, a town is getting put together.
It's forming.
It's forming, exactly. And as you return your quest and whatever, you see a little bit more constructed, and more people has joined, and some of the companions that help you on your quest that you discovered, that you find out throughout the course of the of your quest will join your town, and now they are an essential part of it, and they can they build a shop, and suddenly they're offering you their services. So it's really cool like that because it feels very very alive, So yes, I highly recommend. Just when I thought this year it just ended, with the best games already behind us. Ashen is definitely
nice
a
little
way
gem
to
at
put
the
it.
end. Yeah,
definitely, really good. And that's all I've been playing.
Awesome. All right. Well, I guess I can finally say that I have put Red Dead Redemption 2 to bed. I rolled credits on the entire game.
All right.
There are 6 main chapters, and I actually beat the 6 main chapters on Sunday last week.
Last week.
Let me give you an example as to how long this freaking game is, okay?
Talk to me.
I started around, I want to say it was around 2 o'clock-ish, around there. And I was on the last mission of the 5th chapter. And I played straight through. I only took a couple times just to eat something or whatever, but the game stayed on. Right? And I played straight through, and I finished almost at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
so it was almost
2 to 2?
So yes, roughly.
Yeah.
It was roughly
with breaks.
Yeah.
With breaks.
And it was like let's say 1:45 is when in the morning it was finished. And I was like, the reason I did it is because I knew that this, first off, chapter 5 is the most engaging chapter of the entire game.
That's when it really got good.
I mean, not chapter 5, chapter 6, excuse me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I finished the last last mission of chapter 5 and played all of chapter 6. And it was the most engaging. And it was great. It was absolutely great. The story, the reason why it won best story is because it has the best story. It really does.
It has the best story.
It does have the best story. And it can only be told in this fashion, really, because you grow to love a lot of these characters. You know what I'm saying? You'll also grow to hate some of the characters too, because you get this hate. You're like, I can't fucking wait. If there's a way I can shoot this person, I'm going to shoot them just randomly, just to see if it would work. You know what I mean? Because I'm done with this person,
But it's a Rockstar game, so it won't allow you.
No, it won't allow.
It's not on the script yet.
Exactly. It is very scripted, unfortunately. That said, there are some...
Oh, no, I was just going to ask you real quick. So when you say the best game, best story, you mean of the year? Like all comparing? Or...
I can argue. Maybe not of all time. I can definitely argue that it is one of the best of all time.
Wow.
Easily one of the best of all time.
Of all time.
Of all time.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Oh, hands down. Hands down.
Shit. Okay.
My only issue with the game, and that is that, my God, this game just the story is there, and it just wants you to see the story, but also live the world, and it's just like it's just too much. It's just too much.
All right. We're gonna do this discussion in a format. I didn't tell you about it because I didn't prepare for you, but I wanted you to tell me first the good, then the bad, and close it with the ugly.
Nice. Well done, sir. All right. So the good is definitely the story.
All right.
Definitely the characters. The characters are so well fleshed out. And one of the best ones, I have to tell you, is Arthur Morgan. Because the first time I started playing Arthur Morgan, I was like, I don't really like this character. I was not connecting with him at all. You know what I mean? And he was very Southern dude. He was like, I love how he talks to his horse. I was like, he'll get on and say, come here, girl. All right, girl. You know what I mean? I was just like, it's funny to me now, and it's endearing to me now. And he's even more endearing when something happens to your horse. Dude, let me tell you. At that point, you go, because he's like, it just hurts me. You know what I mean?
That's your horse. You've been spending more time with the freaking horse.
Literally. I'm not even kidding. I would argue probably a good 50% of the game you're on horseback traveling somewhere. Okay,
of course you.
So
that's the companion cube for
yes. Yeah. So the characters are great. I love a bunch of the characters. Sadie's great. There's just so many good characters in it, and they're so well written, well acted. But Arthur Morgan, it takes the cake, dude. By the time I got to the end, I was like, I fucking love this guy, dude. This guy is fucking awesome. And
character of the year. Oh, we're gonna talk about.
I basically ended with 100% honor. Like you can do honor, you can lean towards honor, you can lean towards dishonor, and you can anywhere between, because let me tell you that thing moves slow and you have to do a lot to get up to it. So I was white hat all the way. Dude,
wow.
So I did a couple things here.
You were the noble cowboy through and through.
I was not noble in maybe the first 2 chapters. I was just like doing stuff because it didn't feel like anything.
But you're part of a gang, I understand.
On top of that, you're part of it. And let me tell you, even in chapter 5 and 6, you're still part of the gang, you're still doing stuff, you're still taking people out that, but for me, I was justifying as like, I wasn't fighting. They started shooting. I'm not going to get shot, so I'm going to shoot back. I don't care who's shooting at me, It's if the cops is the cops, you know what I mean? What are you going to do? But no, his character is amazing, dude. And I'm not going to spoil anything at all as to what occurred, but I had to, the story ended and then the epilogue begins. There's 2 epilogues to the story, and that even adds more stuff to it. And I was just like in shock. I was like, I cannot believe how long this game is. Anyway, I had to reach out to Giovanni and shout out to Giovanni. Shout out to Sparrow Wolf. He doesn't care about the game. So he didn't care that I spoiled it to him. But I was like, dude, I need someone to talk to this about, and I have no one.
I chose you.
So he was like, and I messaged him privately. I was making sure no one can hear it. And I just
that's why he posted that he bought the game.
No, I know he didn't buy it. So anyway, so the good is the characters, the story, the world is amazing. The music is ridiculous. Yeah. It is a masterpiece on those fronts. Yeah. Okay. Cool. The bad is the controls, dude. The controls are, it just never gets good. It never gets good, dude. No. I mean, it gets close to acceptable at one point. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, like I said, sometimes I'll have a mission where I almost shock myself. I'm going, oh shit, I actually handled that really well.
By accident,
I jumped into cover. He actually went into cover. I shot over, took the dudes out, to the whatever, and I do this without Deadeye. So I'm even more impressed with myself. Going, I'm actually headshotting people without Deadeye. Yeah, So I'm like, hey, this is working.
You have the Deadeye.
This is actually working. That is like literally, it's almost like a fluke, because that'll happen once, and then I'm followed by 3 or 4 moments of ineptitude, because it's just he doesn't move right, he doesn't aim right.
You're one of the 3 Stooges.
Exactly. At that point, I'm Curly, just walking around slapping people. Yeah, and that is the bad. The ugly is the missing things. And the missing things is fast travel, as I mentioned before, is not existent. And I get why. I get it. It was purposefully done because they want you to experience the world. I want the option to say, hey, I just want to get through this few story missions, give me an option to just get there quickly. And that's not there. And there's just no way around it. It's not there.
Your horse is not fast enough.
I mean, he could be, but then you can wear him out. Hello, he has a stamina bar himself. So it's like, I can't go at a la milla the whole way.
You're
know
like,
what I mean?
Come on, Roach.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a stagecoach, which the cities all have stagecoach. Sometimes stagecoach not even there. It's because it's delivering somebody. I'm like, who is it delivering? I'm freaking Arthur Morgan. Where are you at?
I am the game. I'm the main player.
Yeah. Right? Why are you not here? So sometimes I go to the stagecoach and he's not there. I'm like, what do I do? I have no choice but to go on my horse now because there is no other option.
No, wow.
And like I said,
how about the train? I heard that
the train. There's some cities that there's no train, so the train doesn't go there. You know what I mean? So it's like, I can go close to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of course, you're paying premium for this. You have to actually pay for the tickets and all that.
Oh, wow.
Which early on is a problem. Later on, I had so much money all the time. It didn't fucking matter. But
drinks on everyone.
Oh, dude.
That's why you had 100% honor.
Absolutely. Everybody fucking loved me. Yeah, everybody loved me. But anyway, I can definitely get why people like it. I can also 100% understand why it is so divisive, because it's purposely doing something you're either going to like it or not. Like Last of Us, right? The ending of The Last of Us was very divisive. The game is great. Everybody loves the game. The ending is divisive because they go, there's, this is the end. This is how, you know what I mean? So
but in the case of Last of Us, it's because not a lot of people agreed with the ending.
Yeah.
Are we talking about the same thing here, or are we talking about gameplay?
No,
elements?
I'm talking about the game itself.
Oh, the game itself.
What I'm trying to say is that Naughty Dog, essentially, the creators of Last of Us, made a purposeful decision that that's our ending. There's no changing. There's not going to be a DLC or whatever.
But in
Red Dead, it's the game, the way that the game is delivered to you. Yeah. It's purposefully done this way.
No fast travel.
I mean, you have a fast travel, but it's useless half the time, right?
They discourage you to use it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And on top of that, it just takes too much out of you, dude. And like I said, at some point, it took me all that time, all of Sunday, to beat one chapter.
Wow.
And I was beelining it.
You were beelining
I wasn't doing any side missions.
That could have been to Rockstar's credit. They could have easily left that as DLC story.
Yeah.
A season pass, because you say you have 2 prologues.
It has 2 epilogues. Yeah, 2 epilogues.
Sorry, 2 epilogues. Yeah. So epilogue 1 and 2 as a season pass, and I am in shock. Like you mentioned that, and now I'm realizing as I fall into it, because I thought, they're epilogues. So they're probably gonna be
quick, easy,
quick things.
No,
one mission or something.
No, it's like the game. It's the game you're playing. And it's like the game hasn't stopped. It's just the epilogue. It's like the story's epilogue, but the game is still the game.
All the more, dude. And mind you, I've always had nothing but respect for what Rockstar does, even when the joke is like, the game takes forever to make, but when they deliver a product, they deliver something quality.
Absolutely.
So when I hear this, it's like even more amazing to me, because this who the fuck is publishing this? Take-Two?
Probably, yeah. Take-Two is the one, yeah.
Take-Two.
This is why their stock is like ridiculously expensive.
I can't even verbalize it, because if this would have been fucking EA or Activision, that shit would have been a season pass that you had to buy.
Absolutely, yeah. On top of that, and it would have been finished.
Yeah.
You would have had a bunch of bugs. You would have a bunch of issues.
Yeah,
These guys released a polished, complete game. Okay, the game gets a little framey, and I mean a little framey. Okay.
Yeah, I see the robot, but it's nothing
in the city or something. But it's nothing that takes you out. It's just it's just, you can tell it's just a little.
Everything else runs so smooth and so nice, so locked at 30 that when you get to those cities,
it just gets a little whatever.
Yeah. And like I said, on PlayStation regular.
On PlayStation regular, so, which my understanding is that the Pro and the Xbox One doesn't have the issue.
No, exactly.
It's still locked at 30.
Yeah.
So. They delivered this game that is an immense game for $60, nothing additional. You even have the online portion, okay, which, yes, that'll have its microtransactions.
I was going to say, it's because they're cocky about their online. They're like, don't worry, guys.
Yeah.
But to the investors, don't worry. Let them have cake.
Yeah,
let them have Epilogue 1 and 2 for free. But we're going to get them on the online.
True, but you can also argue that if it wasn't for GTA's online, which is this ridiculous stream of money that is never stopping, they wouldn't be able to do all this.
No,
you know what I mean? So to their credit, yes, they're doing the GTA online and getting the microtransaction, all that good stuff, and all that. I don't have to buy into that. However, they delivered an exceptional single player game.
And you were saying at one point, it's like, dude, with the example of The Witcher, it's like, hey. Did they deliver an $80 game or
$100 game
or $100 game or something? So it's almost that.
Yeah,
it's almost that level.
Exactly.
Wow.
So, but yes, there are infuriating moments, and there's just some stuff that to me is just unforgivable. You know what I mean? Especially in this age, where gameplay is king. It's more king than anything else at this point, and you can't get. You're fucking shooting straight. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's why I was shocked when I was getting headshots, dude. I'm just like, I can't believe this. This is great. This is like roll of the dice, really, is what it is. And I'm on a hot streak right now. You know what I mean?
When you're shooting a real gun,
It is what it is. And the guns you have to maintain. Jesus Christ. There's so many little systems in there
that you would think you would have hated. And mind it, you do.
I was going to say I generally still do, but it was done smartly. Even the hunger and the stuff you have to have to take care of your character. You have to take care of your horse.
Yeah.
Your horse gets hungry and gets tired too. So you got to make sure you're feeding her, you're petting her, you're fucking brushing her and shit.
Whenever I hear your reasons for not trying a GTA 5, and then I hear you talk about this game, and all you know what is like,
honestly,
Jesus Christ!
I know.
It's like
I
cannot even.
Honestly, I don't know what it is about these characters here that I really, really dug. You know what I'm saying? And it just hit me so well. And it's credit to GTA. I still have the game in my system because I was going to try GTA Online.
GTA? No, you talk about
Red Dead Online. Excuse me. And I'm like. I'm so desperate to take it off my console right now, but I'm like, all right, let me get it at least a few hours. You know what I mean? But I'm like, it's such a weight that has been lifted that I feel like I finally finished it. A great story. I don't even want to play a game anymore.
You don't even want to play a game.
I don't want to play a game right now. So much so that at my next game, I'm playing on my phone. and the beauty of this game is I can play in like short spurts.
Hold on. And I'm gonna let you talk about the next game, but I do have some questions about or mainly one. So obviously you have under your belt. Mm-hmm. Two very, very meaty, very strong, filled with content games, under your belt. So you played The Witcher 3.
Yes.
And
all the DLC.
And all the DLC, yeah. And obviously, you just finished Red Dead. So how do you feel, man?
Honestly, first off, I don't know how I did it, honestly, especially with GTA. With Witcher, I remember how I did it because my wife and I work off schedule. So when she wasn't home, which was often, I had a lot of time to just kill. You know what I mean? So that helped out. Honestly, I tell you, if Witcher 3 would have came out any other time, I may not have been able to complete it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's another thing because Red Dead should, like, do you have any... I don't want regrets is a strong word, but it's the best one I can think of. So, any regrets about getting so close to the end on Red Dead 1 and not finishing it?
I do, and the reason I do is this game fleshes out so much of everything. It literally wants me to go. Honestly, it wants me to go. I kind of want to play Red Dead 1. You know what I mean? It's like I want to go back because remember this. So this is 5 seconds. Spoiler, 10 seconds. Spoiler starting right now. It's not major. I just want it could be spoilery to those who think, but it's also pretty obvious. So starting right now.
All right.
So the end credits literally fill in the gaps between the second one and the first one.
Oh, okay, nice. All right.
So because exactly. So because of that, and it's done so well, the credits are literally like fucking hour long. But anyway, so
of course
it is.
I mean, they have to. There is a small country, unnamed small country somewhere that
has full of developers who made this game.
Full of developers, they just working on this game. Yeah, and the children too.
Yeah, exactly. So because of that, it left me off like, my God, I am ready. I almost want to just continue it. And here's the great part of it is that the map of the game, I don't know if I mentioned it before. Yeah. The entire Red Dead 1 map is there. So if Rockstar was to magically release some sort of remake that it could plaster right on top of this one,
oh my God,
that would be legendary. I don't think they'll do it because I don't think they're even going to bother with the resources of that. But you never know, they may.
Not with
Red Dead Online can literally pay for it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
True. Even though they put all the resources there, more than likely. So, all right. So in the event, I'm still upset because I don't see them creating another, GTA 6 for a while.
Yeah. That's another 5 years.
But very likely. So my last question on it, you obviously see has been exposed properly to the new Rockstar, quality development, yada yada yada. I know this has been the running joke, and I know don't roll your eyes, please. I know it's been the running joke of a couple of years now already, since I've always been trying to push it, like, hey man, you should try GTA, you should try GTA 5 because it's something else. I know this came out in the previous generation, but dude, it's still something special. You have the characters, you're gonna love the characters, you're gonna love the characters, you're gonna love the characters. Okay, so I put that. Now that you have experienced this, would you say that you are curious at the very least about if a GTA 5 were to mysteriously appear, on your stocking, which I'm not saying I'm planning anything, but I'm just throwing it just out there. Would you be curious to see other facets? That level of storytelling in a modern
setting.
Yeah.
So,
with better fast travel than
in all honesty, I'm not really interested. However,
I give up.
How long is the game? Is this random? Shot in the dark. How long is it? Because if it's a really long, it won't be anytime soon.
It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be anything crazy. But I do remember putting I gotta imagine at least 60 hours is the first thing that comes to my mind.
Okay.
But
it may not be that. Yeah.
It might not.
I'll look up to see what the how long. There's a website I always go to. How long to beat?
Might as well pull it up right now to see.
See what it.
Because while you look for it, the reason I'm asking is because everybody. I know this game is still selling and it's crazy like that, and I know the main reason this game is selling is because everybody's playing the GTA Online and da da da. But before that, we have to remember that Rockstar. They are really good as storytelling and relatable story. Like with the Cowboys, it would have been a little bit more difficult to relate just because of the era, but you still had an amazing time.
Yeah,
with this,
but I've always said, I told you that I've gotten a better appreciation for Cowboys.
Yes, you have. Yeah. So I was just wondering because of that. Because okay, so this is the goodness that you experience without the meticulous taking care of the things that you have mentioned. You don't have to change the spark plugs on your car
or put gas every time you
put gas or not even worry about that. All the most you can do is probably change the channel and go for it to change the painting and the look of it. I mean, you can customize it.
Customize your stuff.
Like that, but yeah.
So according to them, if you beeline the main story, averages about 31 hours.
Oh wow!
The main plus extras are about 46 hours, and if you go for completionist, it's about 78 hours.
Oh, okay. So I definitely did not go completionist.
You definitely did more on the extras.
I think I did more of the extras with a little bit of let's just fuck around, see here. So see that. 30 hours, that's completely doable. That's not the years. That's sure nothing,
I guess so. Oh, man. So the next game that I've been playing.
A dead horse.
Nice.
Okay.
Dead horse indeed. Oh.
I think Peter wants me to say not to feed a horse, something like that.
Who the hell's Peter?
The people that animal protection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It says the protection of the ethical protection of animals. Something I don't know what it. Well,
something.
But yeah, they don't.
EPA. That's environmental protection. No,
there you go. Don't beat a horse. Don't beat a dead horse. Feed a horse.
Feed a horse.
Feed a horse. And don't kill two birds with one stone. Feed two birds with one corn. I don't know what it is.
Oh, my God.
It's something stupid as that. It's like, fuck off. And give me an order of two wings.
Two chicken wings, please.
Yeah.
Made from those pigeons over there.
Go ahead. So the mobile game of the day.
Oh, yeah. So the mobile game. So basically, it's called, the name of the game is called Bury Me, My Love. And the way it works is essentially a text game. So basically, it's designed where you will get text randomly. If you can play it in real time or you can play it in fast. So it doesn't matter the time. It's always going to just get your story.
Yes. Yeah, I heard about this game on a while back, a couple podcasts ago, on a different podcast. Go ahead.
So it is. So the story is this: I play as Madge, or the character who I'm holding the phone. Basically, is Madge. His girlfriend Noor. They're both in Syria, and they're basically leave. They need to get out, but she's going to get out first for me to eventually follow, right? And so what I'm getting, she's gone. The story starts when she gets on basically gets in a cab to whatever, and she's texting me, hey, the cab's here, but he's asking for more money, blah blah blah, and I'm texting back going, no, there was a deal made, you know what I mean? So
So when you're texting, are you
typing?
Are you typing or are you choosing from options?
You're not typing. You are choosing from options. Options can also include emojis. And sometimes it'll highlight the picture thing to send a picture, like you just took a picture. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And same thing back. Sometimes it'll picture come up and it has that little download arrow.
Yeah.
You hit the thing and it fills in the picture and you can see she took a picture of something and she's showing it to you.
Okay.
And so that's how the conversation goes. There is music. It's random. Usually it plays during moments of concern or during moments of something that that may be. It is a serious story. And obviously very, relevant to current times.
Yeah.
So it's crazy though. When I play it in real time. So we'll have a conversation for maybe a minute, and then it's just okay. So I'll talk to you later. And then it says Nora's offline, and I just hit back on my phone. I put my phone down, and then in a few hours, I may see a notification like, oh, she texted me, and I come back and I look at my phone, and she goes, so I just made it to such and such. I'm like, okay, how's it going there? Is everything okay? You know what I mean?
All right, so hold on, because you're blowing my mind here. All right, so 2 questions already come to mind. So as of right now, we could be doing the podcast, and
there is a text right now waiting for me.
There is a text now. Yeah. Okay, all right.
I'm going to do it. Obviously, I'm going to play during the and I really want to pay attention to it because when she texts, it comes in. You can also choose the speed that it comes through, and I have it at the lowest speed because sometimes I just want to make sure. Plus, I was working today, and I was like, I saw there was like a break, and I was like, okay, let me see. If she sent me something, so let me see what's going on.
Hold on, hold on. Continue taking calls over there. Let me answer this phone from my fake girlfriend in Syria.
Yes. Well, she's leaving Syria, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So she's coming.
So I have to make sure she gets to. She's basically.
So the second question was going to be like, how is your wife taking this?
Oh no, this is great. This is a great moment. Okay. So I started telling her about the game because she said, "What are you playing?" I was like, "I'm playing this game, whatever." Right. And first thing she goes, "Oh, that reminds me of Florence," which she did play. She did enjoy. So I was like, "Okay." It's like, and this is so funny. So I'm telling her the story. It's like, so I'm Madge, and I'm playing as Madge, and this is Nora, which is Madge's girlfriend, whatever. And then she sends a picture, like the character sends a picture, and she's in a bra with euros stuffed in her bra. She goes, "Check this out." I'm like, fucking hell. Right? And she's like, "Why is she sending it?" I was like, well, technically she's sending Madge this picture.
I don't know what I don't.
For the record, this is all animated. It's literally
no.
Yeah, it's not photorealistic.
That's one of the things I was going to ask you.
No. Dude, this is very like Florence. That same type of maybe a little bit more detail than that.
I mean, it's cool. And I was hoping that they will go for a style like
let's see if I can show you a picture.
Oh my god, shoot, what is that? That game?
I think I'll use
the war. The game with the war and the survivors living in the building.
This is us. This is it.
No, the war. What is it good for? Something I don't know.
This war of mine.
This war of mine. Thank you. Yeah, there you go. War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely, yeah.
You're supposed to say it again.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So which is to say, it has this. This photorealistic look, but not fully realistic. But the character, the dimensions are probably. You're answering her text, aren't you?
No, I'm not answering that. I'm just bringing up a photo here, and I'll post this for everybody. That's similar. That's basically the art style.
Oh wow, yeah,
that's the art style.
That is a cool art style.
Yeah.
Even though it's obvious it's not gonna fool my wife into honey.
I know, and she was joking too. She was like, "Why is that happening?" I'm like, so. What it is.
Well,
right?
that is
what happened was.
so okay. I want to continue because I know this. It's I've heard about this game, but the way I picture it was so different.
Oh, okay.
So I was thinking that the interface that the person that was texting I was thinking that this game was really, really a server somewhere, with a bot answering stuff that you were sending, and it will text you at any time. And when it sends you pictures, it was like a actual picture. Yeah. And the interface was actually, in my case, iMessage, and your case will be, Google Message or whatever, or like you would use, like real.
Although it does work the same, like when she's typing, it has that little box with a little three bubble.
Oh, yeah.
So and
the ellipsis.
Bloop, bloop, and the ellipsis. And
dude, that's great.
Yeah. So it is really cool. And like I said, it's not something I need to keep my eye. Although you can turn off the real time, and it will constantly play. So if it's 2:00, that's her last day. I'll speak to you later. The next one will plop right in. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just continuous.
Well, what if she's in danger and like you're taking a shower when she texts you?
Well, the story will wait.
The story will wait?
I assume. But
you don't know
right now, there's a particular time because she's getting on a boat that the boat's supposed to be going to Europe. And this is like the final push of her thing. And she mentioned that the people there, they don't have the guns, and so she the way she's describing the place and all that. I mean, it is really heart wrenching, and it's just like, man, when you really think about this, isn't fake. This is what's going on.
Yeah.
With all this, these refugees leaving Syria and all this stuff, and Lord, how many families out there they're doing this because technology is out there. It's not not like we're the only ones with phones like this. This stuff is out there, So, and this is how they communicate. Hell, the shit that happened in was it Syria? Was Syria or Egypt where they overturned the leader? I think it was Gaddafi or something like that. They did that with freaking Twitter. They were using Twitter to say where things were and basically communicating, and no one was the wiser. The authorities never knew. So all that stuff is out there, and so anyway, it's really really cool. It is premium. It's $2.99 for the game, which I'm fine with because it's more than
totally
worth it.
Yeah.
So that's the game.
Wow, I guess I was having high fantasies.
You definitely.
Oh, what this game could have been.
You were going cyberpunk on that bad boy.
Dude, I was thinking, this is an idea that we should actually be working on trying to bring up. I mean, it doesn't have to be something like that, but a story where you get. I mean, this probably exists.
The writing here does also really.
Yes, I heard the writing is really good, but again, would you imagine it's a bot and suddenly you're getting like pictures and I know what what that typically will conjure in some people's mind, but no, I'm talking about like this person might be sending you pictures of the of how critical the conditions are in the area where he or she might be and stuff like that. So there is an opportunity there to make I think that has it does have a name. It does have it's a genre. I'm just failing on the name of what the type of genre that is, but it's basically using like real, like the real stuff. Your computer, for example. You're sending emails, you're sending faxes. There's
it's just using that as a learning tool.
But you are actually playing like what it is, a game. But you're receiving stuff on your normal day to day. Like, oh, dude, that would be like a fucking Facebook post. Suddenly you're getting a.
They say it's all out there. Yeah.
Oh, mama.
Yeah, it's all out there.
That's crazy.
So that's all I've been doing.
Gift. I know it's been difficult for you lately that you feel different from other kids. You are different.
Then it's time, guys, for our trailer of the week.
Trailer of the week. Brought to you by whoever wants to sponsor us.
Yes. Brought to us by a young lady by the name of Yuderka Brito.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Yuderka Santos. Excuse me.
Apologies. No, she got her name.
She got her name? Okay.
Yeah.
So did my wife.
Hyphen Santos.
Evidently, it's a new thing.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah. Hey.
Why go
more
through
power
the whole
to them.
change?
Exactly. Santos sounds like a horrible last name. No offense to
all the Santos out there.
All Santos that are listening. I am a Santos. I can tell it.
Oh, man. This week's trailer of the week is a pretty special one, sir.
Yes, I was very impressed with this one. Yes. I really liked it, not because of anything like super flashy or anything like that, but
the premise.
The premise. I always told you that I really like. I'm gonna alternate reality, even though I really should be calling it alternate fiction in this case.
This is true, yes.
But tell us what it is.
So the name of the movie is called Brightburn.
Brightburn.
Yes.
What is Brightburn?
So picture a world where an alien being comes down as a baby into the earth and gets raised by a couple of parents on a farm and get raised, as a human.
That sounds familiar. Does he have superpowers?
He does have abilities.
He develops superpowers?
He develops superpowers as he gets older when he reaches prepubescent or pubic age, whatever. And he eventually becomes a powerful
an icon.
being.
Yeah. This sounds familiar. I do remember there was some movie, and it had to do with the planet of this person, which actually is we call it alien, but it's like a human. It's like it's actually a human form.
Correct.
Yeah.
They look human. They look like us.
Yeah, and their parents, their planet was getting destroyed.
Correct.
To something. I don't know.
I think it was Kryptonian-ish. Something like that.
Cryptocurrency. Yeah, something like that. There you go. That's
crypto.
Planet cryptocurrency.
Yes.
And they put the baby in a pot and they send them out in the space, and then in the space it continues traveling until it reaches out until actually crash lands on Earth.
On Earth.
Mm-hmm. On the United States, actually.
Yes. Somewhere in the Midwest.
In the Midwest, yeah. And then, this couple who doesn't have children and always wanted to have children but don't have children. They discover him and they discover and they think it's like a beautiful miracle.
Correct.
Because it's a baby.
It is.
The baby came out from the sky.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Handed down by the gods, one may say.
If only there were comics about this, or
I know, right? It would actually make a great comic,
or like a movie. I bet DC could make a great series about this.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
Yeah.
However, they have not.
They have not. Yeah, no. They have yet to make a good movie.
No, I take it back. If this sounds familiar to you at all, obviously it sounds like we're describing a certain gentleman by the name of Clark Kent, who becomes the Man of Steel, Superman. Brightburn dares to ask, what if that boy doesn't become good? What if he literally becomes evil? And he still has all those abilities.
Why did he become very powerful?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. But
and that trailer, my friend, sold the shit out of me. I was like, whoa. Yeah. I mean, it's well done. It's by Sony Pictures.
Yes.
And dude, left field, bro.
Sony's giving the middle finger to DC, and the big middle finger is like, yep, we're doing this.
Yes.
And there's nothing you can say because they're not calling the kid Clark.
No, I think his name is Jeffrey or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Well, of course, evil child needs to be called Jeffrey. Yeah. Like Jeffrey on Game of Thrones.
Yes,
no offense to real Jeffrey that we have in the group.
I think it's Joffrey, but that's fine.
Joffrey, whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's a big middle finger to DC. They're still doing it. They're not calling it again. They're not saying Superman. The actual, I think he makes drawings of some sort of
emblem,
icon or emblem.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's not the S.
It's not the S.
No.
I know. It's
might
like
as well be the F as in fuck.
Yeah. It's literally, and I'm like, I don't know. Obviously, they have to sidestep as many landmines as possible to get this to go.
Oh yeah.
But dude, am I ever freaking excited for this movie?
I
was just like, I can't believe they're doing this. I can't believe that this is I mean, dude, it's the trailer starts and I was like, is this supposed to be Man of Steel 2 or something? What are we watching here? Yeah.
No, not another origin story. Is it another? I started joking. I started thinking in my head like, oh my god, yeah, that's just like Superman. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's just like Superman. And then as shit started happening, and you see the meteorite and stuff like that, I'm like, wait, is this Superman for real? Are they redoing this again?
Right up,
this is just starting over.
Yeah, I know. They're just like, we're gonna reboot the entire universe.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. So, of course, there's a point in the trailer where you realize, oh, this is definitely not Superman.
Oh yeah, no, this ain't no. This ain't no.
So that's become probably one of my most anticipated films of next year.
Wow,
next to Endgame, obviously next to Endgame. Yeah.
Wow.
Because I'm like, and of course, here's what I think of it. I remember when I first saw the trailer for A Quiet Place, right? I really enjoyed The Quiet Place. I saw the trailer. I was like, oh, that looks interesting, whatever. Turns out to be one of the better films of this year.
Yep.
And here we are. Here comes another one. The Quiet Place trailer came out fairly early. It was, I want to say it was a good 6 to 8 months out before it finally got released.
Yeah.
For the record, Brightburn is scheduled to come out in Memorial Day, so that's May. So he has that, distance again with it. So I'm like, man, I wonder if this is going to be one of those sleeper hits again. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because it stars, the only one who I can recognize is Elizabeth Banks, which you would recognize. You probably know her from The Hunger Games and a bunch of the crazy comedies from Seth Rogen, because she was always in a bunch of them. And so she's plays the mother who and I don't recognize the husband. He looks familiar, but I don't recognize him. The child I obviously don't recognize because he's a 10-year-old kid, so he may be new. And that's it. That's all I recognize. Those are the main that they showed in this trailer. But man, it's looking.
You should post. This is gonna be the show notes, right?
Yes. It has
post this trailer. You guys need to see this because it is, and it's not to say it's not to say that it's a trailer filled with like special effects and blow you away. So like no, it's just the message. That little thing that happens. It plays with your mind, but. Not really in your case, because we already ruined it for you. We told you what it is. But in my case, I came in completely new. And I started watching this trailer, and I was like, oh, my God, LOL. They're doing this. This is just like Superman. Yes. And then the more it kept showing, it's like, wait a minute. This is almost exactly like Superman. Something ain't right. Something is right. Something's wrong here. And then they show it. It's like, oh shit, yeah, something is really wrong here. So, but in the rightest way possible.
The best way we can possibly want out of a film, guys.
I told you, one of my favorites. And seriously, no joke. Seriously, one of my favorite storylines is the storyline of Injustice, this is obviously separated. This is not saying that this is going to become that it has no relation to that. I'm saying that in Injustice, we see a side of Superman, the way he has never been portrayed, a Superman that is understandably acting as such because of the things he has gone through, obviously, suffering a great loss. So watching him there it's almost like relatable, in a way, like what would you do in feeling the way you're feeling like that and having the power to make a real difference and to rule with an iron fist and all like that. It's like, this is my ultimate power fantasy, you know.
Yep.
And that's why I really enjoy the, But in this case, Superman is not that he's evil; it's just that. Like, he is strict.
Yeah.
He's done
extremely
with,
strict. He's not being nice anymore.
Exactly. In this case, this one makes it look like Brightburn, might as well be, the child of the devil.
Yeah, pretty much.
David's brother or something like that. And again, it's not that it shows a lot of like evil happening, but it shows you enough to make you. Like, I would describe it almost like a long teaser.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really good, man.
It looks really good.
I am very looking forward to this one. Out of nowhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Mankind has been lifting and moving objects since the dawn of time. Welcome to your first step towards becoming a certified furniture, arrangement, and relocation technician. Don't let anything stand in your way.
Well, guys, let's go into some news items. News items, I don't have many, but I do want to start off with kind of a major one to me. Maybe it's just to me. Kind of Funny Games Showcase happened on Saturday, which I remember mentioning. Basically, the guys from Kind of Funny did their own video game. I would call it a direct because it was pre-recorded and everything. However, it was meant to. They did it. The purpose was to fill in the gap that PlayStation Plus doesn't have there. Which PlayStation Experience, PlayStation Experience always had. I mean, always had a lot of games, whatever. But they showcased a lot of indies and a lot of whatever, just kind of enjoying the culture of PlayStation. Yeah. So they were like, we want to do something similar, but we want to fill in that gap. And they kind of thought that they would have, good, maybe 10, 15, whatever. Ended up having over 60 games to show. It was about an hour and 10 long, hour and 10 minutes long. And a lot of games were shown. A lot of indie games, too.
Yeah.
A lot of which are like Steam, GOG, Switch, a lot of these games that it wasn't
store.
It wasn't
the word for real.
I want to say they was, but I don't know which ones there were. But yeah, so it was a very good mix. Is what I'm saying. And I'm not going to go through 60 games, but there were a lot of highlights in that. I'll shout out one highlight, and that is "Bury Me, My Love," which is coming to some of the consoles and that. However,
really,
yeah, but it was it's coming to console. There's a lot of mobile games that are coming to console.
Well, no, in the sense that which. By the way, during the break, you beat.
I finished.
Accidentally, you beat the game.
I didn't realize, and my God, it left me kind of shook.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was kind. Like I want to play this game now. It was kind of amazing. And one thing I was gonna say is that I've heard. I don't know if this is actually legit or not. Mm-hmm. I've heard this game has multiple endings.
It does. It does multiple endings. Actually, when you finish the game, it just kind of says, you've reached the end of such and such story. You have the option to go back and play, to see a different outcome. This particular outcome doesn't sound like it was a very good outcome.
No, it didn't sound like a very good outcome at all. If anything, it kind of...
It let me shook.
Kind of let me upset. Yeah,
it left me shook. So,
yeah. So, okay. So this game is... No, I was going to mention that the game lends itself perfectly to a mobile device.
A mobile device, yeah. How they would do it there, yeah.
Yeah, on the console.
I mean, to be fair,
are you writing an email instead of sending a text?
I could be Switch, because Switch obviously had being a mobile device and all that. Oh, not mobile, but handheld device. Handheld. So I think that's where it was going to come out to. But a lot of mobile games have made it to console, and unfortunately, stuff like Life of Black Tiger. That exists.
We don't talk about that.
We're not going to talk about that. Yeah. Some highlights, guys, real quick. Super Meat Boy Forever. Which is the sequel to Super Meat Boy.
That's an Epic exclusive, time exclusive.
An Epic time exclusive, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So then April 2019. It does actually. You're able to play both Meat Boy and I guess Meat Girl is her name.
Yeah, no, it's
the pink girl?
Bandage Girl.
Bandage Girl.
Yeah,
you're able to play as both. There's some new. They showed off some gameplay and there's some new moves you can do. Another game they show off: Toe Jam and Earl back in the groove.
No way.
Yes.
Wow.
Coming out March 1st of 2019. So that's actually going to come back. It looks a lot better. Obviously, it doesn't have the same weird graphics. And do you remember Stickman Golf? That we used to play them all?
Yes, awesome.
They showed off a trailer. The trailer is ridiculous, by the way, too.
That's hilarious.
Super Stickman presents Golf Blitz, which looks like more of a fighting golf game, which actually looked pretty cool. The Messenger has a DLC called the Picnic Panic Expansion.
The Picnic Panic Expansion.
Yes.
Picnic Panic, okay.
Which is coming to the Messenger. There was this cool game, and I wanted to shout it out because it looked like it's called Moving Out. And if you ever played Overcooked, have you seen Overcooked?
I've seen Overcooked.
So picture Overcooked, but instead of cooking, you are a mover. And you're moving furniture out of a place, and you got to work together to get everything out quickly. So it looked pretty cool. So I wanted to shout that one out as well.
Hilarious.
I mentioned Bury Me, My Love. Now, here's a couple that I really, really can't wait to try. Now, first one is called Ape Out, and it comes from Devolver Digital, and I can't remember who the developer is. It is how do I say this? Hotline Miami, but instead you are a gorilla who has escaped into a building, and you're trying to be taken down by cops, and you're literally destroying the cops as you're going through.
so Rampage means Ape Escape.
Yeah, top down, the same as Hotline Miami. So and that one looks pretty cool.
Great.
That's actually coming out pretty soon as well. Vane, which this one really looked amazing. This one's coming out January 15th, and it will be on PlayStation. Vane, V-A-N-E.
Vane, okay.
This reminded me of a cross between Journey.
So vain. Sorry, go ahead. Journey?
Journey and Inside. Remember Inside?
Yes.
So it has,
yeah. That sounds really good.
I can show you when we get a chance. I'll show you. And you know what? I'll post some of these trailers up on. I should really share these trailers, so you guys can see it.
Don't be a hoarder. Share with the family. Come on, man.
This one right here is for you, my friend. This was from Sega. It's called Judgment. I'm sure you've heard of this.
Oh yeah,
from the makers of your Yakuza series. Yes.
Oh my god.
The trailer was actually shown off there.
Was it dubbing in English?
It was in English. Yes.
I heard that.
And they actually had the guy, the English actor who was there. He actually was the one who was sort of presenting it.
Yes. Because I heard because the Yakuza series. I mean, the first one that came out was dubbed, but then. The other one was kind of niche enough to where they wouldn't bother with the actual dubbing, but the translation was like really good.
Yeah,
like for a Japanese game translated.
This one,
they did it justice. So wow, so this one they're going back. So that means they have a lot of faith on this title.
Yes, summer 2019 is the current where it's currently placed at.
I'm very looking forward to that one.
Yes, and then they had this weird one called The Church of Darkness, which looked a little bit like.
Sounds creepy.
Yeah, it looked a little bit like Telltale Games, but it was like this post-apocalyptic world where, because the world has ended, they've created this little organization and this group and this church, and you're but the problem is that. You have a lot of infighting, and this infighting, because we're in a post-apocalyptic world, can become dangerous, and it's all voice acted. It looked really interesting, and again, I walked away with that going, okay, all right. I'm
what platform?
That I did not note. So, but it is a post-apocalyptic survival is how it's listed, and finally, the last one is called Long Gone Days. And this is an odd one, but again, a lot of indies. Which, dude, that's where I was just like,
that's what you rebel.
You're speaking my language, guys.
We know.
It's Japanese-ish.
Japanese-ish.
Yes. So he is a kid who is, as a kid, says to himself, "I was born to be a sniper." All right. So this is it appears to be. I want to say...
Is this from the makers of Katamari Damacy also?
No, it's not. But it's weird because it is sort of a side-scrolling world. But it's so weird, dude.
Kids, I was born to be a sniper.
But that's when he's a kid. You obviously pay him when he's an adult. But it's just like, that's like his backstory.
Oh, he becomes a sniper?
He becomes a sniper. Jesus and then you're a sniper, but there's like this love story going on, and it's so oddball, dude. And I was like, you know what? I'll bring it into this one right here.
So it's a sniper dating simulation.
Yes, where you actually have to take out your targets and court a girl.
Yes, exactly. Hey, you know what? I'll take it. If Persona did it, I can.
So it is. Anyway, shout out to that showcase. There was a lot more. And a lot of that stuff, cool. Dude. Yeah, a lot of the stuff, like I said, are very indie. You have a lot of your shmups, and you have all these whatever. And like, oh, that's cool. You know what I mean? But these were and the best one. I'm sorry, the best one is you probably already know this now, but it was first announced there. The new team that is made up of the 40 of the ex-Telltale developers. Oh, they've called themselves the Still Not Bitten team.
Still not bitten.
Yes, they announced that was cool because the you know how you always have and the one more thing. So at the end, of course, being guys of the game industry, yes, guys, we have one more thing. Yeah, and that was a trailer, and the trailer was badass because they had the music and everything. It was like swelling, and it was like. The guys from, these guys, they're coming back and they're finally going to be able to finish Clementine's story. And I got so amped. I was like, oh my God, I got to buy season 3 and 4 right now because obviously, and they announced the episode 3 is scheduled for January of 2019. So it's like, oh man, that's so cool. And it's cool that they actually got things together to actually finish the story. And it is being made by at least 40 of the original team. Which is great.
Finish the fight. That's awesome. That's awesome.
And that was their closing. One more thing.
I'm glad. I'm glad this guy has. This guy has. They have the fact that they have jobs, and it's a talented team. So no, there wouldn't have been a doubt that.
Oh no, yeah.
If they would have gotten jobs, but I'm saying working on finalizing what they have been working on.
Yeah.
that's cool for the fans also. So yeah, I'm very happy to hear that, and yeah, I think that's a great way of closing.
For the record, that is all I have, sir.
Wow!
I didn't really find anything else.
All right, well, I guess
there's a lot of little tiny things like, there's not really, it's not even worth it,
The rest follow me, but you're gonna help me flesh them out.
Yes.
But first, I wanted to open up to say that I have become a really big fan of the Epic Store.
Yes, you showed it to me a moment ago. I was like, oh, that's pretty good.
I really like. I mean, their layout is very barren. It's very beginning stage, very, very kind of like what Steam was on the very early days. Mm-hmm. But there's a major potential here to finally give competition to Steam with it needs it. Nothing I have against Steam, but the fact that they have been pretty much uncontested, on the PC side of things is not good for competition. I mean, and say what you will, they do have, the Steam sales and all that, but they also have some of their policies that could be challenged. And and the way that I see Epic, the Epic Store doing their trade with offering more of dividend of the sales of a game to the developers, the 88% or whatever it is, it's really good. It sounds really good. Instead of 70-30, it's more like 88-12.
It's 88-12, yeah. It's a huge portion.
A huge portion towards the developers. So that's great. And I downloaded Hades on it. I've been playing Ashen on it, and I'll show you how quick it was to just get into the game.
To launch it.
Although that might be just a game, just by merit of the game being the way it is.
Yeah, and it also could be the store itself being a little barren, may not have a lot of stuff holding it up. Yeah,
exactly. So they want even though this is also the engine. I was going to say this is also the store that hosts the biggest game in the world right now, which is Fortnite. They still want to they don't rest just on that. They still want to call the attention to people that might not be interested on Fortnite, and but they want to show them that there's an alternative to Steam, for example. So they are offering free games.
Nice.
And right now, I believe it's from starting today until the 25th of December, you can get for free the game Subnautica. Mm-hmm. Subnautica is a very well received, really good, game.
It's on my list.
It's on your list.
It's on my list.
Yeah, it should be. It is. It was very well reviewed. It is called a underwater exploration sim and horror game. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen of the trailers that I've seen and the things that I've seen. I haven't yet seen the horror part of it. But I can definitely see where it could come from. Yeah, just because of that, it's underwater and it's very claustrophobic, and of course, there's a lot of things underwater, especially super super deep, that could be kind of like monstrosity, So that thing caught my attention, and I'll be looking forward to this game. And I was waiting for a sale on Steam, but hey, now you can get it. I can get it for free, so you can get it for free too if you download the Epic Store. Mm-hmm. Launcher. So, but that was just mentioning that my actual first piece comes from something that is I found a little bit hilarious, and there was a little bit of a healthy discussion on the group. Street Fighter V now has in-game advertisement.
Oh, yes.
And they are as hilariously stupid and inept as you expect. This is actually the words of 24/7, the website VG247. Mm-hmm. So it says, a few days ago, Capcom announced that it'll be added. By the way, it's already out. I think it's out today. Mm-hmm. In-game advertisement to Street Fighter V. And while some outlets were quick to condemn, at the time we didn't report on it, since with a fast turnaround from the announcement to the implementation of the feature, Street Fighter V made more sense to wait to see it for ourselves. So this is, again, the words of VG247. Last night, a patch was rushed out to players, and say, and boy, these advertisements are grim. Gal says goodbye to the iconic American flag tattoos and says hello to some corporate logos.
Wow, I saw the picture. I was like, oof.
Yes. Now,
which is their own stuff, right? It's their own Capcom.
Right now, it's their own.
Okay.
Their own stuff. I think it's a tournament.
Okay.
And they say that to be clear, these ads are fairly limited in scope. For the fact that they are entirely optional.
Mm-hmm.
Second, the ads are restricted to certain costumes and stages, such as the costume shows on the screenshot that they're showing above. That was my battery's low. The ads are optional. They can be turned off in the battle settings. When turned off, you don't see them at all, regardless of your opponent's setting.
Mm-hmm.
To incentivize players to leave the ads turned on, you'll be rewarded with fight money, the Street Fighter V in-game currency that can be used to purchase DLC for quote-unquote free for every ad you see. The ad has been pasted into character costumes and are only present on each character's main default costume. So if you use an alternate costume, you're safe. And in-stage advertising only appears on the 3-second esports stages released to support Capcom's Pro Tour and not on any other stage. Actually, I have seen video of these stages, and let me tell you, this report, I guess this is a very early report because it makes it sound not as intrusive. This ad looked very intrusive to the point of
They're
elongating.
When you do your super move, the camera just pans over the the logo real quick.
Yeah, exactly. It just
Jesus.
That sounds like a joke.
I know. Yeah.
But the special the finisher move of Akuma.
Yes.
That you don't see anything, and suddenly you see like the katana the katana word
the character. Yeah.
The character. That has a logo below now.
Oh,
so it's like this spinning sidekick is brought to you by the Capcom Pro Tour. It almost might as well be.
Nice.
Might as well be. But loading times are longer now.
Oh, seriously?
Yes.
Oh,
it's
come
ridiculous, dude.
The loading times were not short.
They were not great.
Yeah,
they were not great. I don't know if you recall, but Wipeout XL on PS3, back when it was on PS3, it had they had a similar idea to put ads on it. They quickly snuffed that out because players immediately complained about it. There were videos that show how much longer the loading times were just because showing stupid ads for Geico of all things. And dude, the whole thing was ridiculous. And here's the thing. There are people that are completely support this. As a matter of fact, we were having a healthy conversation. Me, Eric Root, and Gilberto.
Okay.
Because they see it as, hey, first of all, you can turn them off, which they're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You can turn them off. This is entirely optional. And second, if it's an option that if it's an optional feature that allows me to earn money, or earn
in-game money,
in-game money, for it, why not? And you know what? To that, I said, guys, you are entirely right. I do agree with you on that front. If it's an option that I can turn on and make and gain that little bit of extra, that's cool. The problem I have is that suddenly becomes a slippery slope, because anytime you introduce the chance of changing elements in games to make money, which, let's face it, the purpose of the ads is to attract people towards to make money.
Hey,
obviously.
you guys want to advertise with us? Yeah,
exactly. And they could be selling ads to whomever. And ads in games are not new. I was talking 2 podcasts ago about the freaking
the election?
The Obama things on
Forza.
Not on Forza, on oh my God, Burnout Paradise.
Burnout, okay.
Oh, Burnout Paradise. Yeah. What do you call those things? The
billboards.
The billboards. Yeah, exactly. So that has been there forever, obviously.
Yeah. And to be fair, it's probably still there with a lot of little things you just don't really notice them. You know what I mean? Because it passes by.
Metal Gear Solid with the Metal Gear Solid 4, where one of the things that you could take with you was an iPod, like an old classic iPod, and a lot of ramen, from brands that we don't have here, but in Japan they're actually real. Yakuza, man.
Yeah.
Yakuza is nothing but branding everywhere.
It's all over the place.
Yeah. They have the version of Walmart.
It's not new, and I don't mind it when it's something that makes sense in that sense.
Yeah.
If your character's heading into a store in Japan, then you expect to see real brands. Why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I can see. I mean, to be fair, to be completely honest with you, it doesn't bug me much as far as Street Fighter, mostly because I don't give a shit about Street Fighter right now anymore. But if I did, it wouldn't bother me anymore because we do have the option to turn it off. It would bother me more if there was no option. That said, you're right. It is a slippery slope, but at the same time, we've already said it was like giving an example of Red Dead. Going back, I was like, these guys maybe should have charged more. You know what I mean? Because you deliver something bigger. You know what I mean? And I get it. You have a lot of companies who are just trying to, subsidize a bunch of stuff and try to get more money and all this stuff. And I get it, but I don't see that as bad as some of the other ways. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like some of the other ways are just really like, okay, this is.
I'll tell you what the problem. Yeah, they could be doing loot boxes, and I wouldn't be surprised. But the thing here
I'm
is
shocked they haven't, to be honest with you.
Capcom. Again, the fact that it's a slippery slope. What I mean by that is, what my concern is that so I don't know if this is happening, but I can definitely see it where the potential is to lower the amount of fine money that you gain by playing. Just to encourage you
to put the ads on.
To turn it on. So now you're changing, you're altering gameplay elements just to game to game the player, to get them to, in this case, not spend money, but in this case, to turn on the ads. And that's my fundamental problem. My fundamental problem is also you don't get. It's not like you're getting enough fine money to make it worth. I believe that was a YouTube video of this guy describing it, and he said that I just turned them off. Like a day later, I had them turned off because for how tacky everything looks. Like there is one on Dalsim's neck, for example,
where his skull should be.
Where his skull should be, and so like for how tacky it looks and how ugly it looks, and the fact that it affects loading time because now. They want your eyes on the screen for this ad, for longer. If we just let it pass and say, just okay, if they're optional, don't matter, then yes, we're opening the door towards like, now it's acceptable to put ads on games that you have already paid for. And this is just me. I am very sensitive to being advertised to. I don't like ads. I don't like advertisement. The reason why I was one of the first TiVo, owners back when TiVos were like ridiculously expensive is the fact that it gave me the promise of skipping ads. I subscribe to YouTube Prime just so that I don't get, not just so, but one of the main features is that I don't have to see ads whenever I play a YouTube. And I use YouTube a lot. As a matter of fact, YouTube is my main screen for finding out stuff, for knowing about stuff, for entertainment. I don't watch TV. And you know this. Yeah. I don't watch
YouTube
TV.
is TV.
So YouTube is exactly YouTube is my TV.
Yeah, it is. That's what it is.
Except I don't have to pay. So in my case, I don't like the idea. Having ads doesn't suddenly make any better than having loot boxes, in my view. In my view, because you're still changing system element or game elements.
You possibly can change. They haven't changed them. They can possibly change them. But
you don't know that. That's the thing. You don't. I don't trust these companies.
True, I don't trust them either. However, I do trust the ones who will find this out.
Oh yeah,
because the shit will be found out, and the egg will be in their face.
Yes,
it's just it's silly that they even try it because you have people out there who are going to find you out anyway. So I don't know, but
so that was why
I hear you. That makes sense.
But if it was a free to game, if it was a free to play or a lower price, game and it was subsidized, like don't make me spend $60 on a game and then fill it full of ads just because you need to find another revenue stream. Because that's bullshit. I mean, at that time, it's almost a bait and switch at that point.
And they already screwed the game up by selling you at $60, and it wasn't even a $60 worth a $60 game at the time. So
exactly. But that's all I have to say about that. The next piece of news that I have is actually for Monster Hunter fans.
Yeah.
The new expansion for Monster Hunter World has been unveiled. It has been announced, and it says that the name of it is called Monster Hunter World Iceborne. So Iceborne will introduce a new quest rank, new monsters, and a new area. And it will feature a story that carries on from when Monster Hunter World left off. You finished that game, I believe, right?
Yes, thanks to the help of many of the online friends, because I needed help.
They say before the release of Iceborne, there are still plenty of more content planned for Monster Hunter World, which one of the headlines is the addition of Geralt of Rivia.
Yeah, buddy.
From Witcher
the
3
original Monster Hunter. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
But this is not just skin, just
no,
a straight
it's
skin.
him. Yeah. I read up on it. Yeah,
this is him exactly. This is the voice of what's his name? Doug Cockle.
Sure. No. As far as I'm concerned, he's Geralt. So
he supplies. Okay, so Doug Geralt. He supplies the English version. While other languages will be getting new lines by the respective version.
Nice.
So, and it says there's also a new-ish monster around, with Kulvet Taroth returning in Arc Tempered from December 19th to January 3rd. I don't know what Arc Temper Nergigante.
Oh, Nergigante. That's one of the monsters. I don't know what Arc Temper. Arc Temper may be another version of Nergigante.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Because they have there's a couple of like stronger versions of a specific creature. Usually looks different. Maybe has a different element to them, and it makes them a pain in the ass to beat. That's what it makes them.
The report continues saying, if you're keen to see what the fuss is about, a free trial version that lets you play up to Hunter Rank 4 with your progress carrying over to the full game should you want to invest, will be live from December 11th to December 17th.
Nice.
That's cool. That I will imagine that it's on consoles because I did not see that, on PC. I was curious about the PC version of it. It's just it's Monster Hunter. I already played it. I already know what it's about. And there's a lot of games out there right now for that. Another thing I wanted to bring up, and this is for people that have been following up Blizzard games. So Blizzard abruptly kills Heroes of the Storm esports and leaving players and casters fuming. So a lot of people are not happy about this. Heroes of the Storm being that Dota-esque game.
Dota, okay.
Yeah, like it's like Dota. It's a little bit more accessible, but it has a strong following or I guess define following, strong following now compared to games like Fortnite and Dota and stuff like that.
It's got its community.
But it has its community. It was a big part. It was a part of the esports scene. There's a lot of casters and a lot of players.
It was, as in it's not anymore.
Well,
oh shit!
Blizzard they're cutting up that part.
The whole thing
completely. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Okay. So they're saying the news said last night Blizzard announced plans to scale down Heroes of the Storm, moving its developers to other games and putting an end to its Heroes of the Storm Global Championship Esports League. The news came as a shock to hundreds of Heroes of the Storm players and broadcasters, many of whom say they now find themselves out of income streams with no warning. The quote says, "We are troubled by the way the announcement was made, namely the impolitic choice to use social media to share such a message that effectively ended the career of hundreds of players, content creators, casters, production crews overnight. and broke the hearts of countless fans. Wrote Dari, the general manager of the esports team called Method, on Twitter this morning, echoing the thoughts of many of other former Heroes of the Storm players and managers. So this was actually it was kind of shocking because I did not hear you know Blizzard, all their games are like up there, right? You know, Diablo's doing very well. Overwatch, of course, is doing very well. You know, StarCraft is doing okay. You know, it was doing certainly a lot better. You know, but ever since Dota, now that esports scene has kind of shifted from the StarCraft esports scene, which was the main one, the seminal one, basically.
It's a shame. It's crazy that of the ones, I mean, considering that you're saying StarCraft essentially kind of, you know, has
petered out a little bit, at least here in this.
But it's funny how that you would assume if they were to make a move that would be the one they pull as opposed to Dota being that's a little bit more mainstream now. No?
It makes you wonder. It makes you think of this is a again a Dota style game. We kind of have two major contenders on that on that genre. You know, we have of course Valve's Dota. And we have League of Legends. A lot of people playing those games exclusively, even. So, and you didn't hear a lot about Heroes of the Storm. Sure, when it was coming out, it was like, oh, this is gonna be, this is from Blizzard, and they obviously know how to entrench themselves into a genre like they did with Overwatch. I don't recall them ever making a shooter, and suddenly Overwatch is huge. You know. So having that, you sort of expected it to be just as famous, or maybe famous is not the word, but as popular.
Popular, yeah.
As popular as their other games, but apparently not so much. Now, Blizzard is saying that they're planning on continue working on it and releasing content and all that. But obviously not at the pace that they were going, and also and the fact that they killed the esports scene around it, it pretty much spells doom.
I was going to say that game. That's what's keeping it alive.
Now, exactly that the interest is I don't see the interest there anymore.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Not to say that your only interest was to play for money, but usually when a game is,
I mean, not only that. I mean, esports is also for the viewers. You have people who I mean, I don't particularly do esports, but it's a growing populace of people that love to watch that type of stuff, and you're literally just eliminating, that content for them to watch, and I guess they'll go elsewhere. I mean,
and there are people that's their livelihood.
On top of that,
broadcasting,
the ones who do,
and streaming on Steam of that game, and that's only crazy. Is you cut down severely, if not gone entirely.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's a shame. I think. I mean, I understand business decisions, and I don't always agree with them, but I have to. I still have to understand the reasoning behind it.
You would also assume. I mean, I get business decisions, but you also assume, hey, there's a big community on here. Let's give them 6 months.
Let's give it a heads up, right?
To say, exactly. Hey, just to let you know, guys, June of 2019, we are no longer going to be doing this.
Yeah.
Then you have time. One, you have time way of finishing out, maybe even finishing strong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, with a nice blowout. And then you have an opportunity for these, content creators and all these guys to move on to something else, have the opportunity. But this is the rug being pulled out from beneath them, and that's not easy to do, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No. And you never hear about a Blizzard game being in trouble, at least, nowadays.
No.
And
but the problem is we don't know what numbers they're looking at. You know what I mean? So
it can still be like the dream numbers for any other developer.
And they're
Blizzard
like, that's not enough. Yeah.
That's not enough. Yeah. So I mentioned Valve because they do Dota, and I want to throw it out to, or I'm going to switch gears to Valve because they recently released their latest game in a really long time, which was Artifact.
The card game.
That's right. Yeah. Yes, the card game. Not Half-Life 3.
No.
But and that game saw it like people were saying, "Hey, this is the next game from Valve." People was like super excited. even the ones knowing this is a card game.
Mm-hmm.
There's kind of a few out there already, and I like that there's some of them that are realizing, hey, this area, this genre is getting a little bit too crowded, so let's go ahead and do something like completely original for it and succeeding, which is with Gwent and
mm-hmm.
the and that expansion. What's it called?
Thornbreaker.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Yes.
Well, that's the single player.
The single player campaign, which I want to play.
Oh, that's a buy. That's a buy, dude. It's a buy.
Super interested on that one because it's been doing so. It's been reviewing very well. It wasn't doing well
as far as numbers. Yeah.
As far as numbers,
it came out I think it came out at the wrong time. I think they should have picked because again, one of the reasons I think that Witcher 3 did well, one, it was available to everything, and two, it came out at a time when there was nothing else, very little, because it came out right before summer.
Yes.
And summer, is generally dead, so you had so many people just flocking to this.
Yeah.
And I think that was the secret to its success. That I don't think they realized that was the thing. Now they released Thronebreaker in a very busy fall season.
And they only release it. They only release it on their limited platform.
Limited platforms as well. Yeah.
Which I guess
it was on PlayStation 4, but it was staggered. It came on PC. I think it just recently came out of PlayStation 4. It wasn't all day and date. But yeah, it's.
Well, I'd say it was smart of them to open it up on Steam because at first it was just on GOG.
Yeah.
And that might have limited the.
But no, it was on PlayStation.
Oh no! I'm saying
But to put it into Steam, you're saying
Put it into Steam, it probably would have.
And I want to say it was also on Xbox. The main card game.
Yeah. I'm hoping that it does well because I do want to see.
Yeah. It's good stuff, man.
Yeah. So Valve's. Going back to Valve, they released Artifact on November 28th, and it did very good. Because a day later, the game had the highest ever concurrent player count on Steam with over 60,000 players, 60,740 players, comfortably landing on Steam's top 5. So everybody was excited, of course, because it's Valve's latest game. Unfortunately, since then, the Artifact player base has been declining. In the last 24 hours, according to Steam charts, the game has peaked at just 11,596 players. And at the time of writing this article, also from 24/7, shout out to 24/7, to VG 24/7 actually. As the time of the writing, around 7,000 players were currently in game. That's kind of low.
Oh, it's very low,
especially considering it's a Valve game, among others that are already out that people are playing. So the CCG, the collector card game, is a niche genre. So it's understandable that Artifact isn't able to pull numbers like Counter-Strike Global Offensive, or even Left 4 Dead. That said, the community response to some of Valve's decisions around the game has not been great. As of right now, Artifact has a mixed rating in Steam reviews, with many lamenting how expensive it is to be competitive with it. Again, you get a little bit aggressive with with it. People are going to be like, well, no, there are
other card games that are doing it right. Yeah.
Better alternatives out there.
Yep.
So now this other piece of news, actually, I don't know where I found that many. Nothing major, just kind of like housekeeping almost. Nintendo Nintendo warns that they won't make any more retro NES or SNES.
Yeah. They stop production on them. Yep.
So yeah, just
get them now.
Get it now while they're hot. Yeah. So in a chat with the Hollywood Reporter, the company's Reggie Fils-Aimé, thank you, warned that the NES Classic and the Super NES Classic will sell in the Americas throughout the holidays, but it will be gone once they sell out. if you want to walk down memory lane after that, you will have to take advantage of the games that come on the Switch Online. Could that be the reason that they're stopping it? Just because they're cannibalizing on
definitely.
sales of the...
It was only meant to be, like a collector's piece.
I think, and also maybe the fact that I think people are starting to realize that this was never a great market to be in. I mean, I get it, the idea of collecting of
mini consoles,
something that looks like a mini console and it's a workable one, and that's cool and all, but like PlayStation Classic released recently, and that thing sucked.
But they half-assed it. They seriously half-assed it. I don't even think Nintendo is even worried about that.
No, I don't think they're worried about that in particular.
Yeah. But I would say this. I would say that probably this may have maybe burned some hopes of having a classic Nintendo 64, because I would have loved that. But come on, Miyamoto.
I'm thinking.
You want to do it.
I'm thinking it was I don't want to call it a fad, I just don't. I'm not sure if the market is like completely there for them anymore. I mean, Sony was the other player that could have made it big on it, and not to say they
almost
haven't.
Honestly, they kind of almost put a stain on it. Now it's like, I don't even want this shit.
It's like these consoles are not really like, I can do a lot better if I want to play these old games. I can just get an emulator.
You could.
Some people,
but it's not going to be in a tiny little cute package like
the
mini NES. Yeah.
Although you could make something similar, because people have done with the retro with the.
But do you want to do all that? Yeah.
It's not hard. You just have to buy the shell and a retro.
I bet you. I can tell you what's easier. You just buy the damn mini console
and limit yourself to 20 games. Sure.
Yeah, and then you put the emulator in it.
Right, because that's easy.
Hey, I saw some videos. They made it look pretty good and easy.
Anyway, that's. I think that's all I have.
Awesome. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with our hot topic. We are back, guys.
We are evil people.
And girls. For the record. And we're going to go right into our hot topic of the week.
Hot topic of the week. Oh, no, wait a minute. Yeah. There's no topic today. Today is sit back, relax, and let's just talk about shit.
A little fireside chat. We're going to get a fire going.
Oh, that's right.
We'll get some classic cocktails.
All right.
And sit back and just chat about.
Let's just talk about things. Just have a little fun here. Here's the fire.
Nice.
There we
Very
go.
Nice.
Now we got the
fire. The mood lighting has been set. Thanks to the wonderful turnout from questions that we received on the group. Thank you so much for tuning in. Obviously, the Hot Topic, guys, is open topic night. And you guys were gracious enough to send us in your questions.
I like this format. I like the idea of interacting with the group more.
Yes.
So if you guys feel that we should be doing this more, and just like, because we try to look for topics that we think that might be interest to for you guys, for you guys to listen, obviously. So if there is something that interests you that you want us to discuss, by all means, bring it up on the news or just
message me.
Comments.
You guys are friends with me on the group. Just message me. Hey, man, you should make this a hot topic. All right, let's do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll do it.
All right, sir. So we're gonna start off good.
All right, let's start good. So
a young lad by the name of Slim Merc.
Oh my God, we're bringing the big guns then.
Yes,
we're already starting super strong. Okay.
He throws he has a twofer, but we'll start with the first one.
All right.
And I'm going to need you to bring this up on your computer as a reference, because I need to see it as well.
Okay, hold on. Let me get ready. You want me to bring the questions?
No. This is his question.
Okay.
Does the new video poster of Sonic make you think that Sonic may look like the Blue Grinch? So show me the Sonic poster, sir. I need to take a look at this. I thought I saw it, and I didn't really...
Poster.
See?
Hey, hold on. Let me bring images here so we can have a... All right, so... Okay, no, these posters are not giving it... I'm trying to look for something that is big.
Video,
and maybe that's a video. We don't want a video because we don't have the rights to play that.
Exactly.
Okay, so here we go.
Okay.
So this should give you a fair idea.
Coming out November 8th of next year, so literally a year away from us now. Producers of Fast and Furious.
Okay, stop right there.
Why does he look like that?
Stop right there. You said right there, from the producers of the Fast and the Furious, they felt compelled to let you know that, hey guys, this is from the producers of something fast.
Yes.
You like Fast and the Furious,
you
right?
like Fast and Furious.
So you obviously will like the new take that we have on Sonic the Werewolf. I mean, Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's what he looks like.
Take a look at this picture. You guys can bring this up on your mobile devices or your computer. Look for Sonic the Hedgehog movie poster, and you'll see what we mean. What do you see? If you can describe it.
I honestly,
it's a difficult one, isn't it?
No, it's not that. It just looks wrong in so many ways.
Tell me the things that come up that immediately grab your attention.
So, well, first off, the head
no right or wrong.
Is massive.
The right?
I mean, the head is massive.
Oh my, Sonic.
Yeah,
Sonic
but look at the body. The body looks kind of frail. It's a petite body with a massive head. I don't know where they're going.
I'll tell you what the body looks. The body looks like a normal human body.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah.
With a huge hedgehog head. Now, this is a silhouette. This is sort of a silhouette, or at least it doesn't show. It shows the shape, the silhouette of Sonic, but not the actual features. So we have no idea what those eyes look like or how big they're at. But when you look at the rest of the proportions, especially look at the hands. The hand looks like normal hand. Not normal. Obviously, they look a little bit more monstrous, but they look like normal limbered hands.
Yeah. He's not wearing the gloves because he's not wearing the glove. He does actually. He looks like he's naked with sneakers. That's what he looks like.
Which is okay because he's a furry.
Yeah, he's a furry.
He's a furry. Exactly. Look at his kicks. Obviously, he does have his red kicks with his red sneakers, which I like him.
I think I can agree with him and say it does look a little Grinch.
It looks it definitely
body wise.
Yes. And I can appreciate the fact that they did the head. Obviously, it immediately. There's no doubt about it. That's Sonic. But again, I feel like the creators or this imaginative people that always feel like Sonic has to be redone and transformed. And there's a game called it Transform.
So
they're always changing the way Sonic looks. So in this case, Sonic,
they went too real.
They went way too real. From the head down, he looks like a normal person wearing
nothing.
A bodysuit.
We'll say bodysuit, sure.
I'll tell you what that looks. That looks like a Disney character walking, like a real, like if you go to Disney and you see the characters walking, the Goofy,
right.
You can very much put that. Which makes me wonder.
With the head of the head that they can see through the eyes.
Yes, exactly.
Or see through the mouth or whatever it is. Yeah.
Which makes me hope that's what they're going for. That if they're going for it's just a
CG,
human.
My friend. No.
Oh no, yeah, I know. But I'm trying to salvage this, man. I'm trying to salvage this as much as I can. I'm hoping that it is a story of a normal dude that has to wear this costume because this is what made him famous or whatever. Not a hedgehog that has human form and somehow that's normally acceptable. And what is he collecting rings or what the hell is he doing?
No. Remember, he's in real life.
He's in real life.
Yeah. So he's going to be in this real world.
Yes.
Yes.
Collecting rings,
which makes sense.
Not collecting rings.
Maybe. Probably stealing them.
Or eating a lot of onion rings, maybe.
Maybe
that's what it is. With
that. Those are golden.
He is boss as fuck. Look at those legs. Understandable, because he's an athlete. Yes. He runs a lot, you know. So, but look at the. Do we need this?
I don't need this. I don't even need to look at it anymore. Frankly, it's very disturbing.
This is disturbing. What have you done?
No,
that's nothing. That's somebody.
Sonic Chew. Nice.
Somebody made Sonic Pikachu.
You know what?
That's dumb. That's better?
Actually, yeah. I kind of like that one. Oh.
I want to remind you that.
Is that Dr. Robotnik?
No, because.
Is that Eggman?
Jim Carrey is Dr. Robotnik.
Oh.
Now, how does he look? That is a mystery. I probably should
post. Yeah.
Is this him? This is not him.
That's just somebody who's trying to.
That's just somebody.
Actually, that's not a bad looking Robotnik. Frankly.
You know what? I'm not gonna.
The second of his two-parter. He's keeping it on the video game movie news. Does Detective Pikachu movie look like a possible cash grab rather than a Pokemon fan movie?
All right, let's talk about that because that's a very good question.
It is.
And I
saw the trailer.
I saw the trailer too, and I was an unbeliever. You know, I was an unbeliever. I don't think it is either. I think that if anything, they chose a. It's early to say. This is just.
It
impression.
Appears to be. Yeah.
It appears to be a smart, idea, a smart take on what we would have expected from a Pikachu movie, because a Pokemon movie. Because immediately you think of a Pokemon movie, we just think it's just going to try to be the cartoon. It's gonna be kind of stupid, we're gonna hear a lot of Pika Pika, and that's just gonna be dumb. If you're not a Pokemon fan, like me, like I'm not. But fans might just be fine with that, and that's okay, But the fact that they put him as, this person can, his trainer can understand him, and this is the way he sounds. This is the way he's meant to sound, and he sounded with the fucking voice of
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. That is hilarious.
That alone makes it to me not a cash grab.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you went and got Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
You have Ken Watanabe, which is another seasoned actor in the thing. So I'm like, okay, you guys are actually spending money. So it doesn't feel.
You guys are taking this jokey thing seriously.
Yeah. Almost a little too serious.
Yes.
You know what I mean? However, it does look really good, and I don't think it's a cash grab. I hope it actually comes out and it actually does very well, because I actually did enjoy the trailer.
I was funny. Yeah, I can see myself enjoying it. Now, granted, all the other Pokemons look like they were just their normal Pokemons, but again, it's not. Maybe the trainer is not meant to understand any other Pokemon, just its own.
Mm-hmm. And we didn't hear any of the other Pokemons,
right?
That I could tell.
We don't hear voices, but we heard them. Their growls and their things.
Correct. Yeah.
But it could be.
It'd be great if he can hear the voices, and there are surprise voices.
Oh, like surprise actors.
I don't know, just a random.
Goldie Hawn.
Squirtle that sounds like Bill Murray or something like that.
Bill Murray of one of them.
Some weird shit like that.
All right, so immediately, let's go ahead and let's start casting. Okay, so we have Arnold Schwarzenegger on one of them. See, the thing is, I don't know a lot of...
The Pokemon, there's this beefy Pokemon that looks like he can chop you or something like that.
Chop suey? Let's call it Chop Suey.
Chop Suey, yeah.
Chop Suey, yeah.
And that would be a good Schwarzenegger.
That's right.
Schwarzenegger.
All right, so I say that the beginning Pokemon that nobody picks, the Squirtle.
Actually.
Yeah. That should be Goldie Hawn, like I said.
Oh, girl. Okay.
Yeah,
that works. Yeah.
Let's see who else. Two more.
Bulbasaur should be what's his name? The one who voiced Donatello in the movies. Because it looks like a turtle. Yeah. I can't think of his name. Shit.
I can't think of his name either. I'm not going to know.
Yeah. Well,
I think Cook. There we go.
Yeah.
Dane Cook.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Corey Haim.
Corey Haim?
Corey Haim.
Really?
No, I think he's dead. No, Corey, the other Corey. Because there's two Corys. The other Corey is the one who I think he should. Corey Feldman.
Corey Feldman. There we
he's
go.
the one who voiced Donatello. And I would love to hear Bulbasaur voiced by Corey Feldman. Make it happen.
Make it happen. All right, that's it. That's enough.
Moving
if you
on.
guys if you guys want to post out your ideas of who should voice each Pokemon, your preferred Pokemon, by all means,
Yes,
post it
that would be
down.
great. All right. We're moving on to Mr.
Benicio del Toro.
Gilberto, a.k.a. Chaos Reaper. He says, what does Dynasty Warriors have to do to be great? David Santos. Oh, okay. Wait, that's one hit question.
Oh,
so what does Dynasty Warriors have to do to be great? You've actually played a Dynasty Warriors, sir. What's missing? I think you played Dynasty Warriors 48.
49 and a half.
Nine,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
exactly.
And
It's
3/4.
duodecim, you know. So what does it need to be great? Well, I have to say that they read, and this might come as it's shocking.
Yes.
Don't screw with the original formula already as far as the battles.
Okay.
Because people go to Dynasty Warriors for that, I think they call it the Mushu. It's a genre, which is that, hey, there are 1,000 of dumbasses,
Just fodder,
fodder enemies there. You can just let's take a look at how your weapon throws them off the screen, in hilarious ways, and that's part of the fun. It's a game where you can literally shut your brain down,
Okay.
and just
So it's okay to keep that?
yeah, you keep that, that, because if you start messing with that, I feel like there has been a couple of this game that they have messed with that formula, and they have messed
Done
it up.
well.
Yeah, they have done as well. And this game still sell enough copies to keep the series alive. Otherwise, they wouldn't have 52.
52. I think they're on 53 now. Yeah.
But what you actually do is you tighten down on the RPG mechanics.
Okay.
The story, because the problem with those games is that it tries to give you a story while you're fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't even read what shit is happening. You can't even read because the voices are in Japanese or whatever, depending on the type of game it is. They're happening really fast, and you can't even read what's happening. So all the time you're just mashing A because that's all you do.
Well, I mean,
mashing X.
If you're just mashing A, do you really need to look at the screen? I'm just saying. If you're not really switching
You
to
want to
anything
be a
else.
little careful. It's not mindless. I say you can shut your brain down, but I didn't say you can go to sleep and just press A. I didn't say you can just leave A on auto
Just
auto shoot.
hold A down.
Hold A
Get
down.
one of those turbo controllers and hold A down. You're fine.
So if they can implement, and they have loot, but it's never been that great. They have a lot of character selections, and that part is cool, but it feels like you just select the characters for no particular reason other than, hey, I just want to play as this guy for now
Just to do
because I
something
like
different.
this weapon. Yeah. So if you can just, maybe if you have to narrow the scope of characters, but make a compelling story around it, and also implement maybe a little bit more strategy. Like there's this Nintendo game that Zelda, that wasn't bad. For all the reviews that are read on it, they say, hey, yeah, this is a Mushu type of game, but it's actually it's better than that fodder.
Gotcha.
So yeah, surprisingly, this is the type of game that if you're asking because you want it to, because you don't think it's good right now, I don't think there's anything you can do to it to make it to make you like it.
Gotcha.
Because that is just the type of genre it is, So you can't change it too much.
Cool. This one actually looks like it's going to go to you as well. Because it literally says, David Santos,
All right.
You like mechs. What's the last Armored Core game you played, and why did you stop?
Well, actually, I'm going to disappoint you here a little bit. I want to say
I don't even know what Armored Core is.
I do know Armored Core. It's actually a long-running series. Surprisingly enough, this game came out. I think this was one of my first PS2 games, I want to say.
You know what? I honestly think because there was a time that I switched. Like I was like, oh, I want to try these mech games. You know what I mean? I was like, let me give this a shot. And I tried it for a little. I was like, yeah, this ain't for me.
It's not. No,
This ain't for me.
The thing with Armored Core, it was that I never I want to say I play Armored Core 2, honestly, but I don't remember because it was such a long time ago. And maybe you can double check it. Armored Core 2 actually came out on PS2. But the thing with it was that it was a mech game, but it was not my type of mech game. The mech games that I like are the ones where the robots feel like heavy ass tanks, and you have to manage weapon usage and weapon loadouts and heat sinks because yes, Armored Core 2. I own that one. Yeah.
It was PlayStation 2.
So it was PlayStation 2. Yeah. So I own that game. I play. I played it, but the game that I played was Mech Warrior, and Mech Warrior in this case I'm going to reference the PC because it's where I remember. There was a Mech Warrior game on Xbox, the original Xbox. I think it was the first or one of the first Xbox Live games, but it was a little too fast and a little too deathmatchy for me, to where I didn't enjoy that game. The game that much. It was a great game, but I didn't enjoy it as much as the ones that I remember playing, which was the slow walking tanks. There were bipedal tanks,
objective based.
And you will shoot at your play. It'll be like almost as if two battleships were fighting, each other. It would be this slow, methodic movement, and you're trying to flank, the other the other tank, the other
armored tank,
and you have to manage your weapon loadout, because if you put too many energy weapons at the expense of heat sinks, then your weapon, you will hit strong, but for a very little amount of time, and your weapon will overheat immediately, causing your mech to also destroy. Like your subsystem could get destroyed because suddenly you're overheating your mech. That sounds really cool.
Yeah.
And also the opposite was true. If you just put a bunch of hit sinks and not a lot of energy weapons, then your energy weapons was gonna be just like nothing, And same thing with ballistic weapons. Like you always had to. It was always a management of loadouts.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that. Okay. That's what I want to see back. Armored Core had that. Armored Core, the cool thing about it was that you can manage loadout and the way your mech looked, actually, But at the end, it was like these things where it was the Japanese take on mechs, where they just move they move very fast, or they hover sometimes, or they attack very quickly. And that to me was not quote unquote realistic.
Sure.
That's not the way a real mech works.
Yeah, hello, it has to have some sort of weight.
Exactly.
Oh man, next question here. What is the top 5 most messed up things you've done in a game, to an NPC or to a player?
All right, so do you have? I can't be answering all these questions. You got to answer this.
Okay, well, I mean,
the ones that you can. So
the ones I can think of. The one that comes to mind was in the original Red Dead. So I wanted to reenact the evil guy who took a prisoner to a train and the train tracks, and left him on the train tracks, and then just
oh my god.
And honestly, I remember doing it, and I was just like, this doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel right.
You reloaded a save.
I was just like, this feels horrible. I was like, I can't. And I remember doing it. Yeah, it was.
You're a softie when it comes to games. You're too good.
It could be. But I remember that. That was pretty cool.
See, I'm gonna flesh this out a little bit.
Okay.
Because in games, I like to play evil, because I know I don't sound like it. I know I sound like a total jerk here probably, and but if you meet me in person, you probably notice that I get along with everybody. Yeah. I try to be nice to everybody. I'm usually I don't like impoliteness and stuff like that. So you know me,
Yeah.
So because of that. Because of all that, I need to play the opposite in games. So I always try to play the renegade, the bad guy. I always want interesting on seeing the bad ending of things, as long as the bad ending is worth something, and it's not just a game over screen. So I had sex with a demon. Okay, moving on. Okay, no, let me what I mean by that. So in Dragon Age Origin.
Origins, yes.
In Dragon Age Origin, there's this quest where you have to...
And wait, you mean your character?
Your character, yes. Yeah, no, I did not have sex with people
like,
in real life.
You made it sound like,
okay. My ex was probably very bad, but was not a demon. Contrary to other beliefs. Anyway, So in the game there was a mission, and oh my god, what's her name? Alec. Oh my god, she's a big fan. No. I'm talking about one person from our group that is a big fan of Dragon Age.
Amy.
Amy, yes. If Amy could hear this, she'll be like, I don't know what she'll be doing, but she probably remember this mission. It's a mission in Redcliffe, the town of Redcliffe, and there's this boy that is possessed, and this family doesn't know what to do because this child. It's possessed by a demon, right? And you're supposed to. Your mission is to rescue, to rescue this boy. And the way you do that is that you travel into this dream or infernal universe or parallel universe or whatever it is. But it's no longer on the castle, on the castle. So you transport yourself magically there, and you start fighting, and it's a whole section. It's actually kind of along a dungeon, almost, that you have to be, fighting demons. And at the end, you meet the demon of lust. The lust demon, she is horrible, but she's drawn in a very sexy way also. But she's still a demon, obviously.
Okay. Yeah, obviously.
I was playing. My female character is mage. Her name's Lumi.
Okay.
And she is a total badass. She was a mage, but she was not a frail mage. She will kick your ass. And the options were there. I was, you had the conversation, and depending on how you spec your character, you had different, typical, like Fallout, where depending on your charisma and your strength or something, you can intimidate it, or you can, just threaten the fighter, or you can try to negotiate, or you can romance her.
And of course,
so the fact that the option was there. So the thing is, I kill her. I kill her. That demon is dead. The kid is free. Lives his life.
But you got your jollies off.
Negotiation is. I let her take the kid, but she can't be always tormenting the kid. Mm-hmm. It needs to be come and go. I don't tell anybody what happened. I get to have sex with the demon.
Cool.
I get to, no. I'm sorry. Romancing.
Romancing. Yes.
Yes.
Start a relationship to immediately end afterwards.
It was just too crazy, too stupid, and too great at the same time. To where that's one of the things that made this game become one of my favorite games. It's just the fact that. Okay, it is literally give me the option of just fuck this kid. I'm gonna have sex with the demon because it's the demon of lust, because it's offering me pleasures beyond what any humans could unimaginable. And I'm like, I know that's not gonna give me any any powers or any particular benefits. I think it does, but it's not that great. I think one of the other options when you negotiate, it actually gives you a stronger options to open the dark one of the tech trees that you can open is like dark magic. Mm-hmm. So I think actually, if I remember correctly, that might have been my option. I get to have sex and I get to open black magic. So I was like, fuck, it's a win-win.
Yeah,
I can use blood magic. I can use blood magic, which is supposed to be like prohibited and stuff like that, and my character could be one of them, and this is a way to unlock it without having to do any other crazy shit, because this is not crazy enough. Let's do it. Fuck the kid.
Nice.
I'm just going to go ahead and have sex with the demon, and of course, it shows. I mean, it's not explicit or anything. It's still a BioWare game.
Yeah,
you know.
obviously.
But the fact that it happened and the fact that I unlocked the blood magic, that was enough for me.
Nice.
I was like, I'm satisfied with the outcome of this mission. I came back to the parents, said, yeah, the demon's taken care of. The kid's not gonna be tormented, which I think the idea was that your decisions were supposed to carry over, kind of like Mass Effect did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Except that Dragon Age 2 came out and shit all over those ideas, and that's why that game should have never happened. But if it wasn't for that, it would have been awesome to meet the kid when he was grown up already and all possessed and shit. I don't know. that would have been great. Like, what would have happened to that town since he is the son of the heir, the heir basically
for the town.
Yeah. So that's the most fucked up thing I've done to an NPC. If you think that's fucked up enough.
Yeah. The only other one I can think of, for Fallout 3, I never did the Megaton explosion. Right, the town of Megaton. I never did that.
Yeah, I did.
However, when I got to the 10 penny towers, and I saw all these rich folk acting silly and just like, what are you doing here?
The 10 penny powers. It's an idea where all the people that lived there that was the quote unquote high society.
The high society,
right?
They made it through the land. They basically made it through whatever, and they're just living things up, and they have all
and keeping resources.
Stuff. Oh yeah. Just keeping everything. So I literally went and eliminated everyone in 10 penny towers. I just took everyone. I just rampaged through the whole thing, and I left not one soul alive.
You just went. You killed them all.
All of them. All those rich bastards are gone.
Oh wow.
And Mr. Chaos, final one. What game have you played the most amount of hours or playthroughs? For me, it's Witcher 3.
You gotta be Witcher 3.
Yeah,
you're definitely
even this one wasn't. Even Red Dead 2 didn't even come close. Yeah, I'm literally. If you take the main game, which I spent so many hours in, and then you throw in the two expansions, which in themselves could have been games on their own, I'm clearly up. I mean, it has to be close to 400 hours. I mean, it has to be. It could be over. I just don't know. But yeah.
So when you say that I played a lot, is that what it means? It's like time spent?
It says
or
amount of hours
coming back to
playthroughs.
Both. Or playthroughs. Yeah. Oh.
Now, playthroughs, I can definitely say that, when amount of hours, I can definitely say Witcher 3. Playthroughs, a game that I've played through a lot, I beat Last of Us, the first Last of Us, like 4 times.
The first time, wow.
Yeah, so I played it through, By the time I got to, remember you telling me that the clickers, like, they ain't shit.
The clickers were nothing to you.
They don't bother me at all.
It's like, come on, guys.
But I remember playing that one through because the story was so freaking good. The
story is good. Speaking of good stories, the most playthrough that I've done on a game that I can recall, to completion, was Mass Effect 2.
Mass Effect 2, okay. I did that twice.
I did that... Okay, completion I might have done 3 times that I can recall, but I played that game many times. I will start and sometimes I will not complete it, but at one point I know that all the DLC was out. I wanted to experience it all. I wanted to get ready for Mass Effect 3 because it had already been announced, and I was like, I'm gonna play Mass Effect 2 again, and this time I'm gonna make some weird ass choices. So, because I've already experimented with, all the other, and the typical choice, you choose, what's her name as the character you romance, or Liara, or, the chick with the tight pants, that everybody selected that one. No.
Miranda?
Miranda, thank you. No, I went with the bald
Jack,
chick.
Me too, yeah. I did it the very first time.
What?
Because she doesn't do women. She only does guys. So, and right. I was male ship the first time, and then when I redid it, I did it as Mass Effect 3 came out, and I went to start Mass Effect 3, and I realized I don't remember half the shit's going on here. I don't even know who these people are. So I was like, you know what? And I literally did Mass Effect 2 over again, but this time I did it as femship. Oh, okay. And so by that point, she doesn't mess with women.
That's the one. No, I played. I have male. David Shepard, I remember really enjoying it because it was this relationship, this dysfunctional relationship, where she little by little she was like converting, you know, like almost like falling, even though she didn't want to. She would constantly fight.
She was definitely against it.
So that was really cool. You know, I really like that. So Mass Effect, probably more playthroughs. Time spent on the game. Oh man, that'll be hard for me to answer. Probably between.
I know you spent almost 100 hours on Inquisition, didn't you?
Well, Inquisition was one, but I'll say I've probably spent more on Dragon Age Origins.
Okay.
That I like I said, I really enjoyed that, that game. And the other one would have been probably Persona 3.
That was a long game.
Persona 3 was a long ass game. I must have spent over 100 hours, which doesn't sound like a lot compared to what you guys probably put on your games, but it was a lengthy campaign. I mean, this was not me just exploring the area. No, this was me doing the main campaign.
Wow.
It was long as hell. Yeah.
Actually, he does have one final question. He says, "How many licks does it take to
he or she?" I thought we were.
This is Gilberto.
Oh, is it Gilberto? Okay.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop?
76.
I think, according to the owl in the commercial, it's just 3.
Yeah, but the owl tricks you because
he does have a beak.
He has a beak.
Break through
you can break it. Yeah. If you were a normal human, it takes 76. I think that's the scientific. Proven.
I think I can get through it in 3.
You think you can get through it in 3? But that's cheating because okay. So you want to get to the center of the Tootsie Roll by normal licking means or by just biting on it?
How many licks? Yeah. So
how many licks? Right. So yeah, so if it's licks, it's gonna take a lot of licks.
I don't know. Licks can take a long time. That's not 76. That
takes a lot of licking and keeps on ticking.
76 right there.
Yeah.
Stephanie Muniz Vega, a.k.a. Mrs. Reaper.
Oh, Mrs. Reaper.
She asked,
respect.
Why can't the PS4 console be sold in different colors? No stickers, for example. I would buy the hell out of one if it came out in purple. I'm not entirely sure why they don't do it. My only guess is that they want it to look like a
uniform,
a centerpiece. No, I want it to look like a centerpiece. Device.
Yeah.
You know
a centerpiece device of your home theater.
Home theater. Yeah. So having it some weird color, maybe they'll go, oh, that doesn't look cool.
That's a good explanation. I was gonna say because Sony is not smart.
Oh no, well, Sony's not smart. I mean, that's just it goes without saying, really.
Because Nintendo's making a banky with different colors and.
They just showed off Sony the Kingdom Hearts version, whatever. That doesn't look like anything.
No,
it's black with some
with some embroidered
dust on it, bro. Yeah, I'm like, you might as well have dust, dust and some weird pattern on it. It just doesn't, I would be cool. Miss Reaper, by the way, there was the Spider-Man one, which was all in red.
The red,
and
looked amazing.
Shit was fucking.
It looked amazing. Yeah. I think, though, I would not be opposed to the idea of colored PS4. You kind of have to be careful because at that point you're sort of right. On what you said before. I think making it look like a piece of your home theater system is more important, and it sends a message that this is not a toy.
Correct.
This is a
computing device.
Exactly. This is a device that you want to have on your.
That's most likely the reason why they don't do it. Nintendo obviously is comfortable.
Nintendo's comfortable.
With Nintendo's a toy. Yeah.
Nintendo's more comfortable with hey, this is a device that you can buy for your kids.
Mm-hmm.
Whether
it comes in multiple colors.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Whether Sony's and PlayStation and Microsoft's marketing is more like no, this is more. This is a device for young adults, or adults. Let's say,
it's more catered to adults.
And when you think of the type of games that come out on each of them, it kind of makes sense. Also, think about it this way: it makes those special editions more interesting.
True.
Because
but they need to. Sony, at least for the record, needs to really think out of the box with these freaking collections because they're not. They're like I said, they're black and they have a little bit of something on it.
Yeah, at that point, it's just a bundle.
Now that said, the blue one, the see-through blue one that I know you didn't like.
That was no. I mean, not that I hated it, because it was different and that was cool,
beautiful.
But that one,
gorgeous,
that's limited. That
was limited. Yeah,
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think Sony is, because I got to think also maybe custom materials for doing that are more. Possibly. And just having a uniform color. I think they should at least open.
They should have some options.
At least 2 options.
Yeah, options.
Black and white. Just do black and white at the very least.
They should at least fucking have the control. I mean, Xbox has the controller that you can make your own controller.
You can make your own controller. Yes.
Fucking hell! If they bring that to freaking PlayStation, I'd buy like 8 of them. Yeah. For no reason, just to have 8 different ones.
That was smart. Even though Xbox, you can't really choose colors, because if you buy the S, it's gonna be white for the most part. If you buy the X,
I'm talking about
black.
that. Don't they have the thing where you can make your own?
No. The controller, yes. The controller you can customize to your high content, and I love that idea. I don't know why I haven't jumped on one of them.
I don't know why Sony hasn't jumped on that. I mean, you don't have to call it something else. You don't have, you know what? You can lie to yourself and say you invented this. I don't care. Just do it. You know, I'll believe you.
Just do it. Yeah. Yeah.
Her final question is, what fiction novel would you like to see turned into a game?
I would like to see. All right. Do you have one that you want to? Because I got to think this one.
Yeah. The thing is, the one I have is probably already coming into.
That's cheating.
Well, it's not cheating. It's the book is the latest book that I was reading, which is Neuromancer, which takes place in a sort of cyberpunk world. So what's coming out? Cyberpunk 2077. So it's like,
so there you go.
Yeah. So it kind of fits in that. However, there are some cyberpunk games that have also kind of filled the void a little bit.
Hey,
but that's the most yeah. And there was this other one I can't remember. Observer. The Observer. Which
should I play Observer?
I think you should. It is a
walking simulator.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so is it a cool one?
It is cool, and it is.
I've seen that game.
It's beautiful, bro. Really? If you're playing on PC, dude, on PC, bro.
I will. Okay. All right. All right. So I'm getting. So it's a recommend. It's a good story.
Yes, it's a very. I don't care if it's. It is a very cyberpunk story.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll be down with that. Okay. So Observer. All right. Cool. So
as far as any other books, frankly, the majority of books I read are usually already based on a game. You know what I mean? But there was some like I did a lot of Star Wars novels, but there's a couple of like killer type stories, which are always cool. Which again, you have like your I can't think of the name now, but. Can't think of the name, but anyway, you have your serial killer type thing or your mass murder or slasher type whatever, and I'm trying to think of the freaking name, but
of a game.
Yeah.
After dark.
Yeah, that what I'm talking about. Yeah. Until Dawn. That's the one, yes.
Yeah, After Dark?
So, yeah. So that one, no, After Dark is the Cinemax version. Until Dawn, which was great, by the way. If you have not played Until Dawn, it has been on sale so many times on PlayStation for like $5. Yeah. And it's literally worth $25 at minimum right now. And they're giving it a shit away. Wow. And if you like slasher flicks, that's the way to go. But yeah, that's the other type of thing.
All right, so I have 2 options. One of them is very obvious, and to be fair, they have done a game on it. Mm-hmm. I don't think they have made a game that will make it justice. And obviously, that's Game of Thrones. So I'm just gonna throw that out there. Okay. Of the books or the series on HBO, I don't care. It's just, hey. This series deserves a kick-ass JRPG. Sorry, a kick-ass RPG game based on that. We have not gotten that. We got an RPG. It was mediocre at best. And then we have the Telltale ones, which was. But that's just secondary, and that's how it's already been done. A book that I will be interested in seeing transform into a game, just because it'll be. The way I'm envisioning it is not your typical type of game, that you see. It'll be something that probably, like Mad Dog will probably enjoy, playing in a sense, or it could be a walking simulator, whatever you want to call it. It is, Stephanie, if you have read The Host,
by
Stephanie Meyer. Mm-hmm. Stephanie Meyer also did Twilight, and I did not hate those books, but the host.
Only you.
That's only me. I admit it. But the host was actually a really interesting story. I really enjoyed that book, and I would love to see what a story, what a game based on that story is. So the host is it's about, and that, by the way, there's a movie out there, an adaptation of it is terrible. Do not even watch it. Do not even bother. But the host is based of as much as I can remember is it's Earth basically. It's a futuristic Earth where aliens have already invaded and conquered the planet. Mm-hmm. And it's this tiny aliens that have embedded themselves into like the brains of humans. So they're basically the humans becomes the host to the actual character, and the humans live their lives, and
oblivious.
And
oblivious to it?
Or not oblivious, because in reality they're being controlled by the alien being. It's basically the humans are the way that they move and they relate in this planet. Mm-hmm.
Normally
the way that
life is going on.
Exactly. So they live their lives, and to be fair, their lives are like, it's almost very society done right, like very utopia, very well, except that they're not the real humans. It's the aliens, using the bodies, all the humans. So there is a rebellion, a rebel group that wants to fight the aliens, basically. And
that'd be interesting.
And they're trying, they're trying to, like infiltrate and find a way to be able to get rid of them, all this and that. The thing is, I won't spoil the book because I can't, because I don't remember much of it, to be honest with you. But I do remember that the thing of it is that you, in the books, you are, I want to say this female character, that you are this this young girl that she actually gets quote unquote possessed by one of those aliens, except that she maintains still her personality. So inside her head is constantly a battle between the alien being trying to control her thoughts,
her body,
her bodies and her thoughts and her way of life and her way of being, and her actual consciousness, realizing. So she has both voices in her head. Okay. And then she meets this young resistance fighter, and things are happening where the fighter is about to kill her, this and that, and things continue and elevate. Eventually, she ends up falling in love with him, but you don't know if it's actually she, the alien, falling in love with him, and also she, the real self. So it's typical Stephanie Meyer's, type of writing.
Yeah, sounds like
it. Which is, I don't hate it. It's actually very well written. It's just the movies was what really gave it the back character to that, to that. But yeah, so that,
but we all know where Twilight came from.
Yeah, the Twilight movies, which I don't think they're terrible or anything like that. And yeah, go ahead, feel free to run with that as you will. But they were like, I thought they were decent adaptations of the books, but a lot of people mocked them because, of course, the acting wasn't great on the movies or anything like that. But anyway, the thing is, that idea, it caught my attention. I think that will be very interesting to see on a game that is not your typical shooter game. Let's shoot the aliens or anything like that.
That does sound like an interesting premise.
It could be a very interesting premise. Yes,
it could be a good sci-fi game, almost Alan Wake-ish.
I did like the fact that this book was very, obviously it had the romance and stuff like that, but it was also, sci-fi in that sense. It was like, what if we live in the world where humans, they live the best. Actually, everybody treats themselves well. There's no racism. There's nothing like that, But it's because
it's the ideal Stepford Wives type world.
Wow. Kind of, yeah.
All right, sir. We have two final questions, and we've got it from Mr. Sparrowwolf, a.k.a. Giovanni.
Hey, I like that guy.
He says, what do you think is the appeal of working titles with a pixel/retro style other than just nostalgia? I know it's ever present, but experienced seasoned gamers like us are not the only ones supporting this. If so, it would be niche and would not be as profitable as it apparently is. That's an interesting question.
All right, you want to take on that one?
Yeah, I mean, I'll start it off. Personally, obviously being a old school gamer here, obviously it is nostalgia that gets me going for it, especially games like The Messenger that clearly are paying homage to to specific games like Ninja Gaiden and all that stuff. However, I think there is, when you look at these pixel art type games, they are, I don't want to use the word simple, but they are the epitome of easy to learn, hard to master. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes a lot of newer games can get bogged down with so many systems. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a perfect freaking example of this. There's just way too much shit going. Yeah, exactly. And then,
I have a game for you. Have I ever shown you Star Citizen?
You have, yes, I have seen Star Citizen. Another one. There's way too much going on, and I think that these are, for the most part, easily digestible, fun to play. They literally are what gaming is, and that gaming is king. Gameplay is king, and they showcase that. Shovel Knight's another example, which yes, again pays homage to games like
Super Mario Brothers 3.
Super Mario Brothers 3. What's the other one with
Mega Man?
With DuckTales.
DuckTales.
Yeah, and that stuff. So I think that's where the reason why it does well. One, because retro is always cool, even to people young, like my son. He wasn't alive when a lot of the games that this is paying homage to. Yeah, he wasn't alive for that. So because of that, but he still likes playing it because he knows there's an interesting challenge set to it because they're made to be a little harder.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They're not made to be this thing that constantly you walk through and it gives you a tutorial and you have 100 lives or 1,000,000 whatever, and so
many save points.
Exactly, yeah. Although some of them do have that as well. Yeah. So what do you think, sir?
I think. Well, he mentioned. I was obviously the number one thing is nostalgia, obviously. So we're gonna sidestep that one because that's too obvious. But the other point is, like you very well mentioned, is these games have a simplistic method of gaming. It's they don't have systems over systems, just like you mentioned. But they can become quite challenging.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are looking for that because they have heard of that, especially the younger gamers have heard of that. Us old gamers, older gamers, we look at that, we pine for that. We think of the days where we could actually beat a freaking Ninja Gaiden in its state. Fuck Contra without the 30 without the 30 lives.
Yeah, with the cheat code.
I always did the 30.
Me too.
But
it's
some
possible.
of us was able to Ninja Turtles. On NES.
Honestly, I don't think that game will survive today.
Dude, games that were almost impossible to think that we could beat, we were able to. Why? Because we had all the time in the world.
Because we didn't have so many games coming out.
We also have
like 5-6 major games throughout the year.
Yes,
I mean?
And we have the time to play them and to master them.
Yeah,
nowadays we like to feel that challenge because most of the games that are out there, they almost follow a same formula. If it's a shooter, you know exactly what to expect. Whether it's
third person or first person.
Whether it's third person, exactly, first person with cover mechanics, stuff like that. That's cool, and I'm not saying that they should not be, but we have had enough of that. Now, the retro scene is getting a little crowded now. I have to admit.
Metrovanias. There's a lot of those coming out.
Yeah. To the point where I do think that at some point, in the near future, we're gonna go try, tired of those as well. It's just, it's like everything. You get too much of it, you're eventually gonna get tired. Retro was cool because we saw what's that perfect, amazing game, Action Verge. Action Verge mastered that. I'm not saying they were the first one, but they did so well with that one. Like I love Action Verge.
Me too. Did you ever beat it?
Yes, I did.
Nice.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. That was a great, and it was a great ending. Great everything. Messenger, it's a recent example of a game that is retro. And sometimes most retro games, they don't have to have the 8-bit look or the 16-bit look. They just have to be that level of hard, like hard as balls. Almost it feels like we don't get enough of that nowadays. You know, because typically the companies think that those won't sell well.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah.
The final question of the evening, also from Mr. Sparrow Wolf: what exclusive forgotten IP for Nintendo, PlayStation, or Xbox would you love to see a strong revamp and remastered to all of HD glory comeback?
Jesus Christ! I should have actually heed your warning and read those questions.
Oh, I mean, this I can answer this. If I'd have read this like out of the wind, I can answer.
You're gonna say sample filter.
I'm going to ahead of that will be Legacy of Kain. I want Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. I actually I was saying it's happening this year, guy. It's plenty. It was one of my predictions, which I failed miserably. Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver was my absolute favorite, and it was a PlayStation 1 title, and unfortunately, it does not hold up now. So it has to be a remake. It has to be. It cannot be remastered. I mean, you could do remaster, but look at the games on PlayStation Classic. Yeah. They just don't. It doesn't look well. That needs a full remaster.
Actually, now that you mentioned, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the show that I did play another game. I played the remaster of Full Throttle.
Oh yeah. I saw you post that. Yeah.
Yes, and I mean that game is good, but it doesn't hold well graphics wise. Even though they revamped the graphics, they might have made it 4K or stuff like that. That's cool. But when you're playing that game, where you're seeing the movement and when you see the point and click and all that, even with a controller, it's not a modern game in any shape or form.
That's why when you were mentioning it at one point, and I was just like, I saw gameplay on this. I'm like, no, bro.
I
can't do it. I mean, I get it because you have the nostalgic value. I don't.
Yeah,
so I'm just
true,
like, no.
It's still a good game, and it's still a great story. See, the thing that salvages this game is that the story is very good. But yeah, it's not the gameplay. I mean, it's point and click.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you're right.
Soul Reaver, dude. Soul Reaver all the way for me.
Wow. Okay.
And yeah, secondly, I'll say Siphon Filter. Bring it back.
Siphon Filter. Yeah. All right. So my answer probably wouldn't be as exciting because you guys probably don't remember this game. But I am a huge fan of TIE Fighter. When that game came out.
Okay.
So TIE Fighter was a PC game, an MS-DOS game. It came out after X-Wing, in which in X-Wing you play a rebel pilot, and you were obviously using the Rebel Alliance ships, and battling the Empire and blah, 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 and that was the story. TIE Fighter gave you the chance of playing the Empire. To this day, is the only game that I've seen that allows you to play as the Empire proper. Not this fucking bullshit that was Battlefront 2, where they tricked you into thinking that you're playing the Empire, but no, she's gonna redeem herself and become a rebel because and the Rebel Alliance depends on her because this is what. No, fuck that. I'm talking about good old, Empire. The real Empire, you are actually, as you pilot your X-Wing, and your X-Wing, your TIE fighters, and your TIE fighters are what? Like, they're like flying trash cans. I mean, they could get there's no shield management on the early ones. It's just, hey, you get hit, you're done.
Yeah. It's meant to be all speed. All speed, all fast, all offense. Yeah.
You are an Imperial starfighter. You are disposable. So you better pilot those well because one hit can destroy you.
Yeah.
So
surviving long there is what makes you go up the ranks.
Yes. Later on, you will unlock ships that have actual shields, and you can do your shield management and all that. But no, those early typical TIE fighters. But that game, I remember being amazed because not only I was enjoying the hey, I'm actually playing as the Empire, and I'm flying a freaking TIE fighter. Who knew? I was also enjoying the story that it had because suddenly the Emperor, you become like the right hand, almost like the right hand of the Emperor. He will have secret missions that your superiors were not privy to, and sometimes you will find a defector or someone actually helping the rebel alliance within the Empire, and it was your mission to snuff them out and destroy them. It was so good, man. So yeah, that would be my ideal choice, but my realistic choice will be if we could have Ninja Gaiden back, and Ninja Gaiden and unrealistic. Ninja Gaiden Black came out recently, and then Ninja Gaiden 2, Ninja Gaiden 3 was garbage, but the first one was legendary. The second one was good, and the third one was trash. I wish that series they will make a remake of that. Just bring it back because I really enjoyed that character action. Now, see, my thing is, however, character actions have been done to death right now. When Ninja Gaiden came out, it was like, the first of its, not the first of its kind, but almost the first of its kind. I think the only other one was maybe DMC 1, and I didn't give it two shits about it because I played it.
That's a type of fast gameplay, yeah.
Yeah. Action. So, but Ninja Gaiden was legit. It was hard. Mm-hmm. It was one of the most difficult games I've beaten, and it was dude, it was super fun. It was legendary. Anyway, the thing is, I want the series to be back again because I can see a potential to make a really cool, really cool work with it. But it has strong competition because now look at Devil May Cry 5 looks amazing, Tron, and we live.
It has to come back, and it has to do. It has to be. They have to. It can't half-ass it.
No, they cannot.
You need to come out. You need to make it
in a post-Bayonetta world.
Yeah.
They cannot go. Yeah, they cannot.
And God of War,
with.
which is another.
And God of War,
freaking
God of War. Yeah, exactly.
You can't come back and half-ass. It has to be strong story, strong action. It has to be it all.
You know what?
And I don't know if I have faith in Team Ninja.
Yes, I don't think so. You know what? I'll take it back. Let's not even because they won't be able to.
You can still want it, but it's not gonna.
They won't be able to. So let's say TIE Fighter. For me.
Awesome.
I have one last question, and it was the first question I posted. Mm-hmm. Why is the Nintendo 64 controller so garbage? All right, let's finish it up.
First off, it's not garbage.
It is.
You just don't understand.
It was mega. Oh, I'm sorry. I needed 3 hands to work on it.
Only because you thought so.
Yeah, 3 prongs. Why? Because. And let's put a controller in the middle. Why? Because. And the GameCube controller was not super better, but it was an improvement.
It was definitely an improvement.
It was a light improvement.
Keep in mind, 64 was very early analog stick. Okay.
Yeah.
It was good stuff. All right, guys. Well, that brings us to the end of an awesome episode the real episode 138. Thank you so much for.
I like this topic quite a bit. Actually,
we should
be doing more open mic.
Thanks for everyone who sent in their questions, and hopefully on the next one we'll get some more questions as well. This is Arnaldo here, aka Mad Dog, signing off for this week. Mr. Santos. I don't know what you did. These drinks are kind of rough. No, they're really good, but they are heavy on the ammo. And I am feeling it. Sounds like it. That's that Peste de Hombre came back, huh? Oh my God, with a vengeance. Ooh. It's a sip drink. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. GG!